are now live. My mic is actually working this week. As anyone who tuned in last week may have noticed, my mic wasn't working for the entire stream, and so we were missing 1/3 of the commentary. But we found out after the fact, and if you're watching that one, just imagine me being like really smart and witty and cool and having the best takes that you've ever heard. Unless they're wrong.
You don't have to imagine it, because I can confirm that it happened.
Yeah, yeah. Unless the best takes you can imagine are wrong, then I wasn't having those.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So last week we said we were going to be doing Haworth Labs, and that was a big lie. But this week it is our reality. So buckle up,
this time
scholars.
we promise to tell the truth.
Yes.
Don't go saying all that. I'm just saying, the second you say that shit is the second you get proven a liar.
If I lie, it won't be on purpose. Be because I'm just wrong, and sometimes I'm stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever stupid? It happened to me.
Oh, we were so smart last week.
Yeah, yeah.
Walked all the way over here to Haworth Labs so we can just stroll on
lab.
in. Oh yeah, for anyone who was last week who was wondering why I was jumping up and down here, I was trying to show y'all how to get down to this toxic waste. And I was narrating a thing you can do, as you can see, but perhaps not here, besides DJ and Ray being like, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
There's a bit in the last video where like I asked the question about like sci-fi futurism and stuff, and like you and I got to talking, and then at a point, you know, DJ's like, well, if people would let me finish, but like it was you talking at the time, so if people would shut up for a second, dead silence.
I'm getting real ornery about it too, which is like,
yeah. So nobody's been quiet for like 2 minutes, and DJ's like, well, if people would stop talking,
people would quit interrupting me and let me talk.
That's almost worth clipping just on its own. All right, we ready to hit up Haworth Labs?
I was born already.
Yeah.
Love
With
Haworth
our we've got the adulator. We also now have our press pass.
Here to see the doctor. He does love to be
Important
in
for
the papers, they're
infiltration.
right on it.
Verloc fact: he does love to be in the papers.
I told him the
He acts like he doesn't, but
they don't listen anymore.
Well, you certainly laid out a convincing argument.
Are you saying I hit him too hard?
I don't know. Is he breathing?
Well, he made a sort of sigh.
And then some gurgling noises?
He came right at me.
Just make sure you leave that electro baton near him, in case he turns out to be important.
I've learned so much from you over the years.
Oh look, the other door on the other side is open. No, the other one.
Oh yeah, that door. Yeah. Bringing joy to the world since 1953. Look at sky window.
You know, I've never looked up in here.
when I informed DJ that Joy to the World and Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog were the same song.
I've never listened to the whole thing.
No,
like,
and why
through.
would you? Like, you don't have to. Like, you get the
Yeah,
you get
because
the
no,
idea.
like people say, people like sing the first part at like karaoke, and then
yeah.
you hear the other part in like movies and shit. So like nobody uses both.
Be better, thanks.
All right.
And it's a long song too, so you got to get through it. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And to clarify, we're not talking about the Joy to the World that's like sung in churches.
No,
Yeah.
not that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
No, we're talking like da 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 da. All the boys and girls. That one.
Yeah. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea.
Yeah,
Ooh.
the song about how great God is by the Jewish.
Yeah. Gosh, look at this interior.
I'm looking. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. You can
Just,
take a little sit.
They give you like this hallway. They
Watching
really
the
don't
day
need to
go
do
by.
that. But
There's I've talked about it previously. Like, there's a lot of work and thought that goes into the interiors, and I feel like it gets glossed over because it is like not all of it's pretty, you know, like it's not all of it is the bridge and walking through and, you know, doing your joy test and like reintegrating into society.
Like, look at the
No,
which
this
all
is like
very
getting sent to
impressive.
the principal's office.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, look at the texture on this window. It's just like aged.
It's old.
It's old, yeah.
Weathered, it's dirty.
No identification, no admittance, no exceptions.
They should put that sign out there.
Where do you think you're going then? We're
No,
not
they
open to the
want you
general
to
public.
experience the humiliation
Bugger
of checking your
I'm
pockets
interviewing
for your
Dr.
ID
Verloc.
and being like, it's in my other pants.
Ah,
Like,
you're a member of the Fourth Estate. You've come at an awkward time, you see, as we're just in the middle of... Well, there's been a bit of excitement in the lab. Best come back tomorrow.
You're not saying something's gone wrong?
No, of course not. Everything's peachy.
No.
Look, all right, you take your press pass up to Helen in public relations. Just follow the sort of brown-coloured line. I must ask you not to stray from the path, because there's all sorts of delicate machinery and chemicals and whatnot, and we don't want you hurting yourself, do we?
What sort of crisis makes them lock down the entire factory?
Ooh, new strawberry joy.
it's
not
new.
that.
It's new, and don't you forget it. It's new until coconut comes out.
Yeah.
I like that one because it makes it look like ice cream.
Yeah. There's a little whip on top.
Yeah.
Which, like, they don't even remember what ice cream tastes like.
It probably tastes like strawberry joy.
They don't have whip, they don't have
Can we-
strawberries.
All right, here's what we're gonna do.
Man, that pencil scratching is really, really loud.
Okay.
Is he writing with marker over there? Like,
Let's see. Oh, he's writing letters. Let's see, who's that picture?
What's that piece of paper on his desk?
it's a great question. Oh, it's a little smudgy.
I don't think we're supposed to be able to read that.
No.
Oh, look at him writing his letter.
If only I could dig the textures out of the game.
If only
I'd be able
the back
See
end
if
of
they're
this
blurry
game.
in the,
Yeah.
in the actual source.
Oh, if the back end of this game was less of a mess. Oh, look up through there. Yeah.
Oh, you see that window up there? That's actually, I think it's the window into Verloc's office.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like,
because he's like overlooking everything.
Yeah, but a thing that I want to point out before we even get up there, so that when you're there you can keep an eye out for it, is you can go ahead and get in the elevator while I tell you
Ooh.
this.
To all employees, we've had a wee accident. The constable's here to help us. Please cooperate by carrying your ID at all times, as they don't know who's who. Management.
How long ago do you think that was put up? They're like, they're just here to help us for a wee bit. It's been like 18 months.
Anyway, when you get into that cutscene with Verloc, there's like this clicking noise in the background, and there was this theory that had been going around on Tumblr for years that the banging was Gemma banging on the other side of the wall. And that is not what it is. There's actually a peeper outside that makes that weird, like, toot, 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 toot noise. That's
Oh,
what that is.
yeah. Because Gemma, she was downstairs. Though I
Yeah,
guess that...
and Gemma has already escaped at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Oh. Look at
'Cause
those
that's the
just
thing, is
giant
they
vats of something.
they thought, the theory kind of hinged on the order of operations being that Gemma was captured outside of her house and then brought here, which is not what happened. She escaped from here and went to her house. My boy.
I'm not sure I trust this. Let's take a little...
You are not authorized. Please clear the area.
That doesn't matter, actually.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this.
Are you staying on the brown line?
Is that like a Stanley Parable reference, or?
I don't think so, because the line in Stanley Parable was yellow, but there is a yellow line that I think we're gonna follow.
Executive elevator. Ooh.
Hmm.
Nothing to see here. Out of order.
What have you got?
Oh, sandwiches. They got the good shit.
Let's
The
get one of
vending machine
those.
sandwich?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
It's like a lobster roll from the H Mart.
Ooh, V meat.
Don't besmirch H Mart like that.
You did
Yeah,
have
let's
to
get
throw
a-
out half the roll today because it was all soggy.
I also had to throw it out because I dropped it in my lap and it fell on the floor.
She's defending a sandwich that doesn't have feelings, dear viewer.
That lobster roll was good. Shut up.
Yes, it was good.
Look at this.
Let us talk about this statue.
Yeah, do we
Nice.
think that this is representative of any specific people or generally Welly and Wellette?
Down there it says it's specifically Harry Haworth, but it doesn't say who the woman is.
Ooh.
But we have a theory about this, do we not?
Oh yes, I
Our
have a theory
founder,
about who
Harry
this
Haworth. Joy to the world. So what's your theory?
is. Do you want it now or do you want it when it's relevant?
Ooh, let's get it when it's relevant. Oh yeah, look his
Alrighty
little
then.
mustache.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
boy. That's my boy. Our boy, comrade.
Executive
do-
elevator.
I do think now is a good time to point out too, since we're going through here, that
Ooh.
you know, Gemma has given us an idea of what is going on. But Gemma's not quite
We're gonna
correct.
ignore that.
You don't get lost.
Yeah. I'm very
Like
carefully
many characters in this
tiptoeing.
game, Gemma has a view of things as she sees them, but it isn't necessarily
Well-
the correct view.
Yeah, what Gemma's doing is Gemma has all these pieces and she's trying to fit them all into one puzzle, but what she's actually got is like 2 or 3 puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, like many puzzles that exist in real life, they are cut from the same die, but they're different pictures, they're unrelated to each other, so you can fit pieces that aren't actually from that puzzle into other puzzles, because they're all, you know, cut from the same thing.
You think you know what's going on because the piece slots right in, but you realize you've put a piece of a train puzzle into a horse puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
or vice versa.
And when you're in her house, you've already been given, like, clues that she's on the wrong track, because we've met Johnny Bolton and we know what happened to him. We've met William Godwin and we know that what his deal is unrelated to this. She's trying to see a picture that's a bit broader than what is actually.
See, suggestion of the month. Chocolate covered strawberry joy for Valentine's. That would
Good.
actually be pretty good. It's very cute.
Except they don't know what strawberry tastes like or what chocolate tastes like.
No, but it would taste like the chocolate joy and the strawberry joy.
We'll tell you what chocolate covered strawberry
Yeah,
joy
yeah.
tastes like.
Yeah, yeah.
And you'll like it.
The kitchen is the victory. Is the key. Ah, the kitchen is the key to victory. Grow your vegetables. Oh, picture of a boat. Oh, yep, there's that auctioneers and values again. Love a little strawberry pink suggestion box. To all employees from Alice Little, supervisor. While we all enjoy a good laugh, pranks in the employee lounge have gotten out of hand. Today, Roger became quite alarmed that his tea time macaroon made him shrink, after several employees remarked that he seemed to be getting smaller. In fact, some person or persons unknown went to the trouble of replacing his uniform with an identical but larger one. Valuable work time was wasted by this tomfoolery. In future, please kindly confine your pranks to your off hours, Alice. Someone just hasn't had their joy today.
That's like the opposite of that thing they do in Down Periscope.
Oh.
Yeah. Incidentally, down Periscope.
Watch it. Oh, wait, look at the suggestion box.
Yeah?
Suggestion boxes, it's got like a decal on it to say suggestion box, but it's actually the boxes that Reg Cuddy puts his meat in.
Oh!
It's a very clever.
That's a
use
good
of
detail. Oh, with the and it's got like the tape holding it on.
Yeah.
That's a good detail.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate-covered strawberry joy for Valentine's. Probably getting vetoed by Verloc, considering...
Yeah, considering the everything.
We can barely get that fucking thing out the door. We're not like we're not
Yeah,
doing anything more to it.
Mm-hmm. A clean worker is a keen worker.
Plus, like, then you get people who can't take chocolate, you know, like, because there are certain people that are intolerant to they can take strawberry, but they can't take vanilla or chocolate. So, like, now you're mixing, like, you're trying to crossbreed them.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a problem. Unwise.
Mind the closing doors, please.
Workers only.
Please stand by for decontamination. Product purity is our highest goal at Haworth Labs. The decontamination procedure allows us to maintain the highest standard of purity.
I'm so glad they're concerned about purity.
You have been decontaminated. Please proceed into the lab.
Oh.
I like.
Turn down the heat on the Roman-aging reaction until you've noted the temperature curve.
Move photos and dry poppies.
Threshold temperature. Never mind. Just graph the temperature curve and pop it in the pneumatic.
Oh, he's so
You remember when we
tired.
talked to Nick and he was like, "You didn't bring any bufos?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted you to bring frogs to lick, and you didn't. Don't leave these in the lunchroom.
Or extractive frog, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a book in that box you can pick up?
This box? Which
No,
box?
the box next to the boxes.
Ooh, engineer, yeah.
You're
Back in.
looking nice and trim.
I am, thank you.
Adulator in action, but you need
Yeah,
to be
but yeah,
stealthier
you
in
can.
here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
In fact, the
I'm not
walls are
worried.
sturdy. I wonder if there's a way around it.
You are not being stealthy.
I thought I was being stealthy, but I wasn't. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Just
Nope.
stay in here.
That's not gonna work. You know what we're gonna do? I completely forgot that I needed to be stealthy through here.
It
I'm
happens.
gonna be honest.
We're tilted. We're a little tilted.
Climb
from
up
last
in there
week.
and go into your thing, and then. All right, that's it.
Don't worry. We're gonna do the fast track to get out of combat, and then we'll. Ooh, let's take a look up here while we're up here. Actually. Look at that.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you forgot you needed to be stealthy in here because like the original iteration of how this quest was supposed to go is you were actually supposed to read a lot of the environment clues. Don't be looking around. Go
No,
back where you're
I'm trying to
supposed
get back to where I was. That's not where I was. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Down. You gotta go down.
Yeah.
You're working your way up.
I'm
Don't
going
go in there. That's
Nope. I'm trying to. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do to get back to where we were.
Yeah, there you go. Start at the beginning and just
Yeah.
float your way through. Yeah, don't accidentally hit any trigger points.
Yeah. Don't mind me. All right. Yep. We're gonna. All right. We're back where we need to be.
Yeah.
We went in the elevator. Did we go up or down? Or just out?
it was a loading screen, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't put you one-to-one where you were.
Oh dear.
It's okay, just
You can probably go
down.
through the elevator again, right?
no.
No? Okay.
I mean,
All
maybe,
right.
but I'd rather you didn't.
Yeah.
Just
all right, everyone.
go
Just
all the way down to the thing, because like you're moving up. All right, yeah, we're on the right track. Wait. Turn the other way.
3.
Yeah, go back that way. Through that door. Yeah, now you're back in the room.
Woo! All right.
Now
All
you're
right.
here.
Thank you,
Go
DJ.
sneaky. Anyway, like, the original iteration, and actually if we check the quest notes, we might actually be able to do this.
Yeah. Let's.
Go
All right.
to
Let's
quest
see
notes
what's going
for-
on here. Oh yes, Haworth Labs is on the home of us class. Off I go, and we got our press pass. Yes, I'm so glad they keep their workers pure. I shall go forth and sin no more. I'll have to sweet talk my way past these checkpoints if they spot me in here.
So that last line is a relic of how this was supposed to go, which is you would go through, like, I think maybe 5 checkpoints, and you would have to look in each of these rooms and, like, observe the environmental clues, and like then you would be put into a conversation and you'd have to answer correctly as someone who worked here. And if you got it wrong, they'd all get mad at you. You'd have to kill everybody.
Oh, that would be fun.
I know.
It plays off of Arthur's strength as a journalist and as a, you know.
Live Buffo Toads. That's a song. Yeah, we're being sneaky.
But like in this room, I think, like the remnants of that original script are in the poetic, but it's not complete. So like this lady was crying, I think, about she had a job as a florist and she liked it much better than working here. But like, what can you do? You do.
I got a new compliment machine.
You can't get through that door.
Oh, shoot. Oh, right, I need to go up, don't I?
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, the little ducky in his hand!
Yeah.
Let's see. And through that way.
You can look out the windows.
Yeah, they won't see you in here.
Oh. Big vat of vibrant pink.
Mm-hmm.
Is that modeling pink or is that just pink?
I think that's just pink.
That's that is one of the checkpoints or one of the like eavesdroppers that had been cut from here, is that they had started mixing up the modeling and the whatever it is that makes Joy pink.
So
Because they look quite similar.
I asked a pertinent question.
Mhm.
You knew
Yes.
the answer. Isn't that wonderful?
Which also, more reasons that people are getting sick from Joy.
And also why the formulas are exploding.
Oh yeah, the brominating reaction.
Let me... Oh my gosh.
Pop up, that guy's not looking. I said pop up, not hop up. Okay, that explosion's supposed to happen. It's because you're supposed to like think you're going that way, but odds, no, you're not.
And then it says, not here, not.
Yeah.
Oh my
You have
gosh.
to turn off the steam.
But look at this
I
place.
want to try and cross that steam. I hope I can turn it off
This is
somehow.
fine.
Oh, no wonder Verloc is so stressed.
Yeah.
His factory's on fire. He don't. Oops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button.
So this part, kinda, like, you can get through here stealthily, but like, this particular corner is pretty tricky, so you might as well just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Violence is sometimes the answer.
yeah. Unless...
You can sneak them. I believe in you. That guy will move eventually.
Turn around.
Why don't you go duck yourself?
Yeah. Why don't you find some yellow flowers and park your ass in them?
That guy can see you.
Not for long. It's alright. He's joyed out of his mind. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Ooh. Now we can look below.
Mm-hmm. It's like the glass walkway at the Folies Bergère. Just go choke him out.
Oh. Of all the times for the adulator to go off.
Never. Your adulator's popping off. Like
The adulator does that whenever you
you're gonna
get
piss
into
somebody
this.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't make a fuss.
I figured it did that. Maybe, like, I'm wondering if on my last playthrough I just accidentally unequipped it or something.
You have to manually equip it, which you wouldn't know to do that, but
Keep
like
your fingers
I
out
almost
of the
never use
product. Look at all these
It's,
pipes and machinery.
that machine says that because it's actually one of Reg Cuddy's machines just utilized in this map.
Oh, that's fun.
The steam. What do they both?
I mean, you should keep your fingers out of the product anyway, but...
I feel so chivalrous turning off that dangerous steam. If that is indeed what I did.
Alright. Now we go back downstairs and
Oh,
all
dear.
the fire and shit is out. He's fine, don't worry about it.
Actually, we could
Yeah,
just...
you can even take the shortcut, although that will alert that guy's presence.
Nah, not
to
if
your
I...
presence. I think that's...
The people at Haworth Labs are too focused to be distracted by ducks.
That right.
There had better be neatly labeled samples of the fog next time I come down there. Get a 1 gallon beaker, stick it in the fog, stopper it, take the stopper, and label it.
It's not that hard, guys.
The only reason he's not doing it himself is he has 500 other things he needs to be doing. And he needs to have his, 2 hours of crying over Sally, over a martini he's not going to finish.
Yep.
Wait, go back and look in that, there's a button you have to push.
But, ooh, look at this. Should we take a closer look at this?
No.
Okay.
No, if you push the button, you'll be able to look at that as closely as you like. There, now the door's open.
And as y'all can see, Arthur is currently wearing his rubber cat suit to be safe from this
Preventing
electricity.
him from being electrocuted.
It's very useful.
You
don't
can
have-
get through this without that. That's what these are for, but... Ooh, did something weird
Yeah,
there.
the steam is pushing Ellie into
Yes.
the steam jets.
But since we have our nifty rubber cat suit, as
For the
Arthur
small,
says
small
it,
price of
dressed
looking
like a
pervert. Yeah.
like a perv, as he
Yeah.
put it. Ooh, scotch.
For the small price of looking like a pervert.
Yeah. Ooh, the just radioactive everything. Ooh, should we take a shower?
Sure. Wider still and wider.
Yeah.
But fully clothed to this. Oh, wait, no, we've got to... Hang on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naked people have almost no influence on society.
Yeah. Don't worry, Arthur. We're watching. And judging.
Maybe I can sneak past these gents without a fuss.
Would be mortified to know that there are 3 women, like, watching through his balls.
Oh, gosh.
3 American, maybe.
Dr. Murlock would like all personnel to know that he must not be disturbed for the next hour.
That might actually comfort him somewhat. That Americans are more like aliens to him.
Resolve the situation.
He's like, maybe they don't care.
Ooh, that thing
Who am I
is...
kidding?
Oh.
It's leaking.
Mm-hmm. And that sure does look like modeling. It's like a little less purple.
I bet modeling smells so good.
Modeline's like a fuchsia, and Joy is, properly hot pink, but it's difficult to tell in these conditions. Those guys can't see.
I'm gonna put this duck away.
I bet modeling smells good the way gasoline smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It smells so modern.
Yeah.
If you go in there, you will need your gas mask. But you also have to open...
Yeah, we got some things to do. Ooh.
I guess this is the latest test formula. I think I'll just take this with me. Evidence or something. Permanent solution.
Or something.
Drove the subject insane. Oh, Lord. A big red button. I wonder what it
Hey,
opens.
before you push that, got that one.
We got some snooping to do first. Now let's see what he picked up. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Yes, we read those were from previously, so it's just this. Okay. To Dr. Verloc from Ronald Norrish, re test of A329. We have had mixed results with our first test of A329. The subject, Vanessa Tinkerbell, came to us presenting downer symptoms of melancholy and unpleasant memories. We are pleased to report that this is no longer the case. There have been side effects, however. Tinkerbell was formerly one of the village's foremost intellectuals. She now has difficulty with basic cognitive functions and exhibits obsessive behavior. Example, she runs around her cell, clapping her hands, and seems to believe she can fly. Recommendation. Further research on A329 requires at minimum... Further research on A329 required. At minimum, it should be used on the most severe downer cases.
So in How to Be Happy, Vanessa Tinkerbell used to run the library, so she's quite literary. And there used to be, when we go down there, we'll see the test subjects are not terribly communicative, but originally they were, and you would first encounter her, and she would ask that you clap, because otherwise she'll die.
Oh.
And Arthur doesn't do it, and then she, I guess, wigs out. It's hard to tell from, like, the text, specifically what she does. And then you would meet Harry Haworth, who would tell you that not everybody who goes into Verloc's office comes back out.
Uh-huh.
But then if you turned his joy sprayer on, he would freak out about phrenology, and he compliments Arthur's the head shape of his head. And then the only one that's really still the way that it should be is Harry Plantagenet, except he actually has lines missing too that more explicitly blame Clive for his predicament.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I wish they'd left that in.
0 days.
I think actually the lines were supposed to be there, and when they added the Nick Lightbearer DLC, they messed something up because now he plays a Lightbearer fan line.
That's so funny.
It's gonna go through this jammed door.
And there's no
No, don't go in there.
Oh.
You're gonna go in there later.
Oh, alright. I
Could
won't go
one
through that jammed
theoretically
door.
Could one theoretically buy the base game without Lightbearer to see if the lines still functioned?
Ooh.
Theoretically.
Oh, just a second. I have a cat crawling on my lap. Why, hello,
That's important.
Rosalie. Would you like to settle down so that I can continue my game? Yeah?
Say hi to the kitty.
Hi, kitty.
Rosalie, everyone says hi.
Mhm.
Here we go. Alright.
Wait, go look through that window I told you to look through.
This one?
In the
Oh,
office.
the other one in the office.
Oh, alright. Here we go.
Okay, see, if you look to the left there, you see those shutters on that door?
Mm-hmm.
When you push this button, those shutters are going to come up. But you won't be able to see that because the camera angle is fucked up. So it took me like 3 or 4 tries to realize that's what that button was doing. Which is why I'm telling you now.
I feel rather brilliant right now.
See, that doesn't,
Oh!
that doesn't help you at all.
Oh.
They don't do me shit!
This game is incredible.
I know.
I think I've said that every single episode since we started streaming.
Oh, man. Oh,
I
Arthur.
love my shitty, broken VW bus of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing this damn thing up the hill.
Yes. I am the preeminent We Happy Few scholar in North America.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Ooh. Just remembering my friend who said her favorite thing about this game was the sneak mechanics.
Yeah.
It's better this way.
You ever wonder if you're the only person on Earth who holds a particular opinion?
Look, I feel like if you know the nuances of the game, then sneaking around is not that difficult.
I mean, even you, the expert, occasionally get caught because of some bullshit. Like,
Well, yeah, but like, there's no bullshit occurring in this moment.
no, but I would
Everyone's
still not
behaving.
stand. I would
It's
still not
practically
stand on the
Hitman going on in
foundation.
here.
I would still not stand on the foundation of We Happy Few's stealth mechanics.
No.
Well,
If I
okay,
had
but
to
like,
rely
if
on
you
one
hadn't
thing to
just
save my
literally
life.
crawled in front of that guy, he wouldn't have seen you.
No,
totally.
he turned right when I was about to knock him out, and then he turned around and saw me.
He didn't turn. Like, I watched you walk in front of him. You,
I
like,
thought he
when,
turned.
when you're...
Oh, I was just.
He has, like, a cone of vision, and when you're walking, like, directly to the side of him, he can see you.
Yeah, I may be stupid. All right,
Pugilistic.
come in.
Pugilistic. Yeah, and I mean, if you want to, like, look in these rooms with these guys that are just, like, full of white, utility suits, go ahead and kill them all, because, like, you know, just try to be sneaky, but you don't have to in this particular room with all the fog and shit.
There we go. Now we're good.
Or in the other subsequent room that is also pink and full of fog and guys in white suit. You can kill all those guys, too.
Oh, look at this place. Which direction? He's going that way. Oh, a lot of good that fan is doing.
Why, yes, I'm a big fan.
Thought it was gonna be a Bigfoot cake. And it's gonna be.
Why are you mad?
Just relax.
Lawrence. Oh, bell pit.
Yeah, that's a bell pit.
Not the
Bell pits
measles
are quite
boys.
prominent.
Yeah. There's quite a
I'm
few
sure
of them.
bell pit is just one of the names you can encounter, but it's still fun.
Well, like, it shows up a lot in the lore notes, too, so it just kind of hints that the Bell Pits are, you know, prominent Wellington Wells family.
Goodness.
There's a fuck ton of them.
Yeah. I do want to just...
Pop up there and
Yeah,
see.
let's take a look at this thing. It's like a giant hourglass.
It's the... They came from below, it's like two of those things, like, smushed
Yeah.
on top of each other.
Because goodness.
Light's coming on.
What an operation they're running. All right.
Hey, look, it's that window, but now we're on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
We made
Hey!
Let's see. And he said we're gonna go into that room with the conveyor belt and the joy production
Yeah,
later.
a lot of Haworth Labs is cursed. It's good game design.
Yeah. Just want to make sure we're not missing anything.
Oh, don't worry, I'm watching out for.
DJ's probably combed over this place, like... DJ's played
Gosh,
Haworth Labs more than
The thing
than
with
anybody else.
oh,
Joy!
joy.
Certainly more than the game testers.
Oh.
With Haworth Labs, it really is like thinking about, you know, like Sally.
Funny. Suddenly I remember
Getting
the time
to-
I tried
as a,
press
like,
Timmy Hargreaves because he said rotten things about Sally, and it turned out he had an older brother who'd been in the army, and he was waiting for me on my doorstep when I came home from school. And he gave me such a thrashing. Why would I remember that right now?
Why indeed, Arthur? Why
Why would I remember
indeed?
that right
The thing with thinking about, like, you know, Sally as this young aspiring chemist coming into Haworth Labs, when it was actually, you know, well, not this, sort of at its prime with Haworth at the helm, and you had sort of that
I think
entry
she
look and
had-
everything.
I think she actually would have been coming in around the time when Haworth started losing it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and this is my theory about this, we'll see her letter later that says that she was also there that day that Haworth gave the big tour. And, like, her MO with, you know, the powerful men is to go for the guy who can do the most for her. But in that moment, it must not have been Haworth, because otherwise she'd be fucking him.
Mm-hmm.
She has no qualms
Like,
about difference, as is clearly seen, so...
No, what it is like, whatever was going on at Haworth Labs at that moment, it must have been very clear to her that Burlock was the one who was going to be able to do more for her than the guy who was actually at the top at the present.
Yeah.
Verloc might have already been functioning as the de facto, like, head
Well,
of
yeah, because, like-
operations.
Like, we'll see it in a bit here after we...
That letter from
So-
Sally, yeah, about thanking
Yeah,
Dr.
about-
Verloc. Ooh.
Huh.
Here we go,
Sally
A12.
was in on the scheme. No, wait. She's being very nice about it, but she's not at all on board, is she? The salamander seems to think Verloc's solution is a tad rash. Well, it's alarming, given what she considers reasonably cautious.
He's so mighty,
Yeah, I do
so
have a
he's
point to
probably
make, but we'll
high.
talk about it more when we get to the next hallway.
Oh, here we go. Darling, I took a peek at your new A12 formula, as you asked. So brill of you to look for a permanent solution given the shortage of supplies. Your plan to jam people's emotions on happy is quite daring. However, I have some teeny tiny concerns. A12 would be a bit like a lobotomy, wouldn't it? A patient would lose his melancholy, but also many higher brain functions. Yes, I know you'll say I sound like Harry Haworth with this brain talk, but do bear with me. You already complain this town is full of blithering idiots. Do we really want to reduce everyone to the intelligence of a gerbil? Just a thought. Love, Miss Boyle.
Miss Boyle?
Miss Boyle.
Why so formal?
Miss Boyle makes the world go round.
Miss Boyle, Miss Boyle, Miss Boyle makes the world go round.
Anyway, I do want to talk more about the thing that I was going to talk about, but I also want to point out that, like, Gemma has given us this idea that Verloc has gone out of his way to, like, maliciously supplant Haworth in his labs, and I think she is not on the right track. As we will see.
Who would want this? Like,
Oh,
who would
right?
want- you know what I mean? Like, Verloc's like, yeah, my master plan to supplant the guy who likes doing this and is good at it, by making him crazy, and then take on all of that responsibility when I'm really just here to do the science, and I'm not a great manager, and I never have been.
Yeah. Are we ready for something exciting?
Are we ready to read that note on the desk?
But first,
Yeah, let's upgrade.
Alright.
For me. 'Cause
It's
I'm
strange
here.
that this isn't already upgraded, actually.
It is a little odd, the fact that they're not operating at the highest standards of quality here.
yeah. Oh, George Ferris. All right, a research.
Research.
May 13th, 1956. To General Bing from Harry Haworth. General, I must inform you that despite the initial success of our Joy program, our supplies of the necessary ingredients will run out. Not necessarily soon, but sooner or later. At least, unless the political situation changes, and we can once again import them. May I suggest that we begin a secondary line of research? I've read some intriguing phrenology studies that suggest the true source of happiness lies in physical manipulation of the brain. Perhaps we should use the breather we've given ourselves to pursue an electronic approach. Please advise.
See, everyone talks shit about Harry Haworth and his phrenology and his electronic approach, but are they not trying to do that now? They've gotten desperate.
It's telling that, you know, the last resort is the guy who is relying on skull-shaped science.
Yeah.
I do have a theory about this, and that the cut scene where don't go in there yet.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Dr.
Never mind.
Verloc is thinking very hard, sir. No visitors.
The brominating reaction has caught fire.
Sir, sorry to bother you, sir, but there's a fellow here says the reaction tank is on fire again.
I said no interruptions.
Some of the byproducts are poisonous.
He says it's poisonous, sir.
Of course there are poisonous byproducts. Tell him to do whatever they did the last time.
Dr. Verloc would like you to do whatever you did the last time.
No one knows that. He's an imposter. Implement security protocol 187.
Oh, the missing line.
That's my favourite
Yeah.
protocol.
You know what's strange is I've looked for that line and
I
it
am
doesn't
full of
exist.
the fury of
The line
But-
is
And I'm quite weary with holding back.
But
That
it
table
makes perfect
flip.
sense. The thing about like that line that drives me insane is that you gotta put your gas in. the byproducts are poisonous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Of course
the
the
thing,
byproducts are poisonous.
the thing that makes me insane about that line is it should be there. It has to tell us what it is. But the reason why it's there to begin with is because it is also a relic of when you would have to get past those checkpoints by knowing the information. But the funny part is, when you get up here, you know too much, and that's what gives you away.
Oh, that's so good.
I know!
Ah.
Doesn't it?
I just wish that we knew what it was that Arthur knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I want it. I wish I knew. The line is not there as far as I've seen thus far.
Do you work for compulsion? Leave a comment.
Please!
Email us.
That's
Like,
what that was supposed to be!
tell us who you are. Just like ask DJ on her blog. She won't even publish it. She just wants to know. It's a personal satisfaction.
You shall be tormented with fire and sulfur in the presence of the Lamb.
Oh, this
Yeah,
guy.
if you play with him for a while, he'll give you a bunch of lines like that.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been rushing it.
The
love
Lord
his
judgeth thee,
headlight,
he is
too.
angry.
Whoop.
Yeah, the pink headlight's cute.
Every day.
Right?
Get molding.
No, we see the
We are never
violence
given an
inherent in the
explanation for the
system.
white Bobby either. And I kind of love. I don't want an explanation for
I think he's just a guy, you know?
Well,
What's with
okay,
the scripture?
he says he's Constable Hockney here, but in the actual like code, he's a Constable Stubbs.
Oh,
Oh.
love Stubbs.
Stubbs, yes.
Yeah.
It's
Stubbs makes
Stubbs.
the world
It's
go
Stubbs.
round.
It's Stubbs that makes the world go round. And then, oh
Put a nickel on the
goodness.
drums. Save another drunken bum.
All right, I've got a cat here. Goodness. Yes. Sorry, give me just a moment. I'm trying to make sure that she doesn't cause
absolutely.
cause problems. Hello, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us as my cat is currently trying to chew on my mouse. All right, darling, if you keep that up, I'm going to have to remove you from this situation.
Ma'am, you're going to have to be removed from the
Ma'am,
premises.
ma'am, you're causing a disturbance. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, settle back down. All right.
Cats can tell when you're doing something important, and they want to be included.
Even if it's a job that requires 0 cats.
Yep. Oh, you're okay. I think I'm going to have to remove her from this situation.
That's fine.
Or not? You're settled down now? All right.
I don't believe her lies.
Oh no, she like curled up on my lap. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well,
No
she's
longer somewhat vigorous.
yeah. All right. Now, before I press the button right as you were saying not to press the button.
What were we talking about?
You wanted to say there was like something you wanted to continue talking about, but I don't remember what it was. I tried to hold on to it through the fight, but
Well, I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
come across whatever it is.
Yeah, we were talking about Haworth, we were talking about Verloc, but that's the...
Oh wait, we were talking about his phrenology and like.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So like, in the part where you could actually talk to him that was cut out, it does kind of like shit on this theory of mine. But like, you know how like we had the miasma theory before germ theory,
Mm-hmm.
but like, there
I asked
because of the
for a full battery of tests done on the latest isomer. Now, where is it? Why is it not in the pneumatic? Do any of you want to keep your jobs? I'll have you all replaced by Mrs. Pankhurst's Bridge Club. They'll do a better job than you people.
Tell him. No, but like, you know, in the same way, I feel like in the same way that like the miasma theory is the basis of germs theory, like you have to have that before you can like quit being stupid and figure this out. I do think that like whatever Haworth was working on, phrenology was the miasma theory to whatever to, you know, his germ theory. Because like if you do push on the brain enough, it does do interesting and new things.
Mm-hmm.
So like everybody's talking shit about Harry and his phrenology, but like maybe he was onto something. And now y'all are all like, maybe he was onto something because we're getting desperate.
At least he had an idea, you know?
Yeah. And really, all this infrastructure that is here, Haworth Labs probably was not a pharmaceutical company to begin with. It was probably a psychological research facility.
Yeah.
In this room, there's a guy on the other end, and his name is Ryan Andrews. And if you kill him, you get a merit badge.
Wrong side of the room.
Well, you have to flip that switch. See these yellow cords? That the door you gotta go through, you gotta switch both these switches.
Oh, please don't struggle.
Does this guy need an electric truncheon?
This won't hurt a bit.
Ooh, toasted chicory.
Now you can be slightly more vigorous.
Yeah, let's do it. Just while we're through the gas mask. Ooh. So we're gonna do this first.
But, as we learned from that guy on the Reddit, you do have to kill him.
Uh-huh.
You can't just unconscious him.
Oh wait, this is not lethal.
Nope, sure isn't.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan Andrews.
I think you've already gotten this merit badge, yeah? Oh, you didn't!
Yeah! No, because I accidentally ended up with the pacifist achievement the first time I played.
Accidentally.
No, genuinely, I wasn't.
Oi.
Yeah, I didn't know it was an achievement.
He did it.
Oh, okay.
You know, fun, you know, for people who really like rare achievements on Steam, nobody has ever played this video game before, so, and a lot of the achievements are really easy, so you can get, really rare showcase achievements by just, you know, playing this game and doing
Oh
stuff.
yeah, oh yeah.
All the achievements are real.
Yeah, they are. So if you want a game to plat, like, We Happy Few is right there.
Also, the reason why Ryan Andrews is subject of scorn here is because he's a reference to Andrew Ryan in Bioshock.
Mm-hmm. Which, there's some pretty clear visual inspiration.
Well, that's the thing that's kind of funny is that they claim that they actually don't have that much influence from Bioshock, but I think that's probably just like every game is influenced by Bioshock. No
Yeah,
fucking-
Yeah.
unfortunately, like,
I think
if you've made a video game in the last 20 years, you've
Yeah.
been influenced by
I
Bioshock,
think that
unfortunately.
some of them saying that might have also been because it very much appeals to a different crowd for the most part. It's a different narrative genre of game. And so I can understand them wanting to like discourage the comparison so that people don't come in
I actually
expecting
think
a
they're very
Bioshock.
similar
but-
narratively. Like
I do think they're very similar games.
Yeah. I guess
but,
I should
you
say
know-
the gameplay loops are.
Yeah. Well, it's really what We Happy Few is inspired by is Fallout, which as Fallout falls further and further from grace, it may be better to just pivot to saying BioShock as your inspiration because every game is inspired by BioShock.
Mm-hmm. Look at this piece
It's
of
a really
art.
nice sculpture. I've never like actually like I've looked at every other piece of art in this room because obviously this is the room where the portrait.
This is
of
the
Harry
room.
Yeah, this is the room.
But yeah.
Phrenology.
Yeah. Got a little
Is that
museum of
supposed to be
science and
ironic?
industry going on over here.
oh,
Look at all those brains.
Brains in a jar. You got to refill some of these jars, man. They're-
Self-perfecting, aspiring,
formaldehyde
domestic
is
animal,
evaporated.
perceptive.
Oh, there's a kitty in my room now. Hello, sir.
Oh.
I thought you were only supposed to give someone a piece of your mind. God.
That's very funny.
Don't be talking
Very
shit.
droll, sir.
Who are you to be saying shit, or?
And
I love this.
So the thing about this hallway is, and like this is the thing that kind of punctures a hole in Gemma's theory that, you know, and even because the thing about Gemma's theory is it is predicated on something that somebody who works at Haworth Labs told her. But if Verloc backstabbed Harry, why does he keep all his phrenological bullshit around? His shit that he is like openly disdainful of. Why does he keep his portrait up? Like if you had done all this to steal this guy's labs from him, wouldn't you take his picture down?
You would want people to forget about him. And they would. In this society, it would be very easy to be like, yeah, you know, some guy named Haworth founded the labs, but Verloc's really who made it what it was, you know? Like, it would be very easy to erase Harry from the narrative, but Verloc is memorializing him here.
yeah.
Like,
It's also
It's a
interesting the difference in the styles of portraits that they have as well.
Yeah, I think Verloc's is like a little bit bigger, which is, you know, kind of
It's so ever so slightly, yeah.
But I think it also shows like the difference in time. Like, you know, he's more modern. He's not. I think he did have different ideas from Haworth, and he's taking those ideas now that he has been thrust into this position. But I don't think he necessarily went out of his way to shove Haworth aside because, you know, he's bitterizing the guy. Like,
yeah.
it's the thing I was thinking about earlier too. Is I think it's not a theme that the game really talks about so much, and I think it's only a function of which characters we were given. If we were given other characters, it probably would come up a lot more, but like the idea of your legacy and what that means in a society that is very, very forgetful. Like if you had General Bing DLC, I think that would focus very heavily on that, because like a lot of what he does is based in like what he wants to be remembered for, and like maybe he's, you know, misprioritizing certain things. But in this case, we have somebody who, by all accounts, people are trying to forget, but Verloc seems very specifically trying to keep this guy in people's memory, which is, you know, Haworth is the only guy whose legacy is being preserved by people, not him.
Like, he didn't change it to VL.
No, he very specifically. There's a cut diary from Madame Wanda that talks a lot about like Verloc's behavior at the Reform Club, and like I think one, it's cut, so most people never get to engage with it, and two, if you are engaging with it, the thing that you focus on is the fact that he only likes to receive punishment. He does not like to give it out, which like that's like a window into the Verloc psyche that everybody like gets really psyched up about.
Oh, he wants his naughty nurse.
Yes,
but that's just not her.
The other thing in the note that I think miss is that she mentions that people think Verloc invented Joy because they've forgotten about Harry, but she remembers that it wasn't him, it was Harry Haworth, because that's whose name is on the laboratory still.
It's a lot. There's a lot of evidence here to imply that Verloc and Harry's relationship is not as Gemma has characterized it.
Yeah. Are we ready to...
Please write fanfics for me to read about it.
Yes, please, if you like us.
Did you know half your workers are unconscious?
The fumes issue will resolve itself. Look, I'm very busy recalculating the brominating reaction, so it is non-explosive. Unless you've got a magic formula for synthesizing joy out of bleach, whiskey, and salt.
See, there's that dun 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 dun, and here's the peeper.
To lobotomize the people of Wellington
Oh,
Wells,
yeah,
aren't
there it is.
Lobotomize is a rather inflammatory metaphor, but yes, I have been asked to synthesize something stronger and more permanent than joy. Who are you?
If you force people to have the emotions
Who are
you
you?
want, and you've turned them into robots made out of
What is
meat.
this?
And what do you think you are now? You are just the sum of the neuropeptides swirling in your
You remember when
bloodstream.
I was talking about
You see, the current downer outbreak
they
is
came
just a
from
mass
below,
sample.
and then I got mad because people
But
weren't
I
letting me
believe I can
talk.
adjust the internal
But I was talking
hormones
about like
so
how
that people stay happy no matter
maybe the robots are a
what. They
metaphor
told
for
the Wright
something
brothers
else.
They couldn't fly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They told the Wright brothers they couldn't fly.
Oh, my lord.
Yeah, but those
You're
guys were
like down
Americans.
every morning
Yeah.
it's about.
You're just here for a bottle of cod liver oil.
What makes you think I'll give it to you?
This bottle of your new formula. If I smash it and you breathe the fuse,
Had a bottle
will
of
it make
eat
you
shit
happy forever
sauce.
and always?
You mustn't. It makes the patient insane.
Insane. His little hand wave.
Now you can't move until I take my hand.
Ray's
off the
favorite
saddle.
part.
Oh, look at this goofy little guy.
I was like, oh god damn it.
Oh, shit.
He's like, now you can't move until I fucking
Where's the bloody
Absurd.
cod liver oil, Saturday?
The little leggy.
This is the cleanest office I've ever seen. Where does he hide his junk? I wonder if he has a secret lair. Well, he's just the sort who would.
Do you think he left the junk lying around until Sally came along and was like, you have to clean this fucking office up? Like, it's okay to have junk, but nobody can
Yeah.
see this. Like, you gotta
Yes.
hide it.
I think he's just tidy in and of himself. Because it would be junky now that Sally has left.
Oh, look at. Ooh.
It's science.
I don't know whether to think about him in the present tense or the past tense.
Oh, can you get your subtitles
Maybe
out
now's
of my
not
way,
the time
Arthur?
to think about that, Arthur.
I think. Okay, I
Something-
need to.
Represent the structures of...
There we go.
Like, there's real words on here.
Yeah.
Girl, you're not Amy.
Resonance
You don't know what any of this
structures are
means.
used to represent the true structure of molecule. The more resonant structures you can draw, the more stable the molecule due to delidization of E. I'm not a science person.
Only Amy
Honestly,
Amy's forte.
so yeah, if my partner was here like 10 minutes ago, but he actually just left to go like play Magic with some friends. He's a PCP and he was like a biochem major, and honestly, if he was here I could pull him over and be like, what does this mean, or is this science
can you
gibberish?
tell us about the
yeah.
brominating reaction, please?
Yeah.
If you look in the Joy Popper,
Oh, yeah.
the Bobby Popper rather, the pole is actually misaligned from the center.
Thank you for that.
Oh, wow. Yep.
And I think it's because he's not a Bobby, so
Oh, they had to
It
make
has-
sure he
it has
could.
to be because he's smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to. Oh, that's really funny.
they had to adjust it like a little bit for the scene.
Oh my gosh, look at this bar.
I'm a fancy guy. I have a bar.
Okay, so like I think this bar is actually like a remnant of Haworth's office
Huh,
because it
yeah.
doesn't match anything else, and it's not modern. It's very old-fashioned.
Oh, yeah. That window. You're looking up. It is.
Hey.
But yeah, this is a very I think there's also something said of like, you know, you should keep all of the if you're being a classy guy, you're keeping all of your booze in these shelves all organized. He just has it out.
He doesn't know what any of this shit is.
Yeah. Drinks are drinks are drinks. Now let's see what we have going on here.
We haven't gotten it.
I
Click
just
on the
picked
open
this
up.
up. Oh wait, no. What did I? I feel like I just. Oh, I think it was another copy of the same. Something we already had.
Urgent Joy request.
Oh yeah, it was a copy of Urgent Joy Request, which we already got. Okay. So he had that here as well. All right, are we ready to?
Maybe we should push it from the other side.
Yeah.
Hey, is that a book on the table that you could be picking up?
Ooh, Chemical Answer. Also, let's see if Arthur has any other thoughts.
So mighty.
Mm-hmm.
He's so high.
Where would he keep it?
See,
Chemical
that's why I was saying
Answer.
you gotta start back from the bottom.
June 12, 1950. To Dr. Harry Haworth from General Byng. Dear Sir, as you know, our citizens have become dispirited due to some unfortunate incidents during the war. I believe your laboratory could be of service in restoring morale. On examining the German camp, we discovered that German soldiers were given fatigue pills that contained amphetamines and opioids, which contributed greatly to their esprit de corps. It turns out that's how their men were able to punch through our lines again and again. We were wondering how it was they never seemed to sleep. I believe the answer to our problems may be chemical. I believe you might be the hero we need now. I am aware this will inconvenience your own research, but as that other great Napoleon fighter said, England expects that every man will do his duty. Oh my gosh, Byng and his sense of duty.
There's a skill book on the other table.
Chemist.
You no longer need the chemistry lab to formulate basic chemicals.
Sunshine
great.
on the go. Oh yeah, you said try pressing it from this side?
Yeah.
Hello. I'm in a haunted house movie.
Ooh.
A haunted house
Sally's
movie.
ridiculous cod liver oil had better be down here, or I shall be cross.
I shall be very
Look
cross.
at the shiny gold plate.
Mm-hmm. Pre-war austerity.
Ooh. Alright. Oh, I love this bit here. Okay, so first we'll look at the memory and then we'll unpack this situation.
Listen, Sally Boyle's gonna come live with us for a bit.
Sally Boyle? Why?
Because her mum poisoned the whole bloody rest of her family, Arthur. And because we've got a spare bed in the attic now till Percy comes back from Germany. She's your age, you know?
She's an idiot.
Well then, you two should get along beautifully.
Tell him.
Oh, she's your age, you know? It's so gross knowing what happened.
Well, the subtitle actually said she's all right. It's interesting too.
Yeah.
I wonder, yeah, I do wonder.
Alright, so we have here a bunch of old newspaper clippings. An empty wine glass, two empty martini. Like, he's been drinking here regularly and just leaving his mess.
Are these newspaper clippings, like, legible?
No.
No.
Bastard, no. But what has he been reading?
Yeah, what's he reading while he's drinking down here?
Uh-huh.
Or is he just doing crosswords?
Dear
like...
Dr. Verloc, thank you so much for showing me your laboratory when I visited with Mr. Adams. As you can imagine, it was very exciting for a girl from a small chemist shop. I myself have been training to become a chemist, and have learned pretty much everything Mr. Adams has to teach me. I wonder if I might come by your laboratory sometime to ask you more about more advanced chemistry questions. It would be such a privilege to learn from a really advanced scientist. Sincerely, Sally Boyle. He's sitting
He
here
never stood a chance.
reading,
Oh, shot. Yeah.
reading the note, the letter that started it all.
Like, why?
Drinking martinis
should've-
and
yeah,
wine.
Why? And wondering why she just up and decided to leave because he has no context for anything that's happened.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure he's shut her out of the house in the rain tons of times. Why
Yeah,
now?
why
This
now?
time?
Dr. Verloc seems to be quite the collector. Where's the fucking cod liver oil?
Oh gosh, what a mess.
I would not personally be storing all of my garbage in a room where the floor was or the ceiling is see-through, and people from the people who go upstairs might be able to see this.
Sure, but like when we were up there, did you look through the floor?
No, but I
Yeah.
might eventually. Might get bored,
It's different when you work somewhere.
I guess.
Like,
yeah.
you learn, when you work somewhere, yeah, you'll look down. You'll learn, like, if there's a smudge, like, oh, look, a little smudge there. When you work somewhere, you will know that smudge.
You will be friends with that.
That smudge will be your friend, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Look at this art.
Beautiful.
I wonder, I mean, some of this stuff surely is his. I wonder how much of this also was like Harry's from The
Probably,
Office.
a significant pet bird, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Verlac doesn't seem like a bird guy.
Yeah.
Right?
That has Harry written all over it. King Harry, Plantagenet, true kings. Weak-willed, let's see. Plantagenet, true kings, to Henry VI, to Tudor usurpers, fat divorcer, to girls crossed out, and then stewards, off with his head, filthy commoners, cousin bumping git, German fakers from the stewards, then gits to restoration wankers to weak-willed dandy pricks. And then you have
He's
17
basically-
generations to King Harry, England's one true king.
Yeah, he's basically... The whole thing of him is Harry Plantagenet and Clive Birtwistle are in the genealogy club, right? But Clive Birtwistle... Don't go in there yet. I'm talking. Clive Birtwistle is from the German wankers, cousin bumping gits,
Oh,
restoration
yeah.
wankers. He is from that line of the thing. So Harry's always felt that he has more claim to whatever their silly little pissing match of a club is, because he's, you know, he's of the white rose side or the red rose. But that's the background information is that Clive has somehow set him up so that he's in here. Now Clive is in charge of the genealogy club, and Clive has usurped the throne. That fucking white rose pretender.
With the chart.
Here we go.
The chart.
The chart.
Joy
you
Formula
know.
75244, code name Coconut. To subject T04, admission date 1964-06-23, name Harry Plantagenet, date of birth unknown, male. See bit new caretaker, nothing, nothing of note, threw meal on floor, ordered nurse to clean it. Sang God save the king until he was tranquilized. Still refuses to bathe without his most trusted valet. Spat. Terrible fit. Bit 2 nurses restrained on bed. Spat. Threatened beheading unless someone blew on hot porridge. Semi-lucid. And then, let's see. Oh, on the 30th, semi-lucid dosage increased, perhaps too extreme. Concern, lack of appetite, often falls asleep during meals.
See, he's actually, we're seeing him presently. He's behaving right now.
Yeah.
Presently. Like, this is him on a good day.
And
you turn around and you look at those writings.
Well, because, like, what has happened here...
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
because
Blue
his
Notes is
appetite
they've
dropped. He's been
they've
sleeping
given him
more.
such a large dosage that really that it just knocked his ass out.
Yeah, so when they raised it to 1400 milligrams, he started sleeping a whole bunch more, but he lost his appetite. But his mood increased, so better mood, better sleep, worse appetite.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also been here since June, so that would be July, August, September. He's been here about 4 months.
Yeah. Additional notes. Barmy thinks he's the rightful king of England. Bites.
Yes.
Free permission to restrain or tranquilize at caregiver's directions.
Are you going to give him his dosage?
Let's read his
Missed
chart
dosage.
first.
No, I meant I meant Plantagenet.
Oh.
The King of X! The King of X! The King of X!
Don't laugh, Arthur. Don't laugh.
That little...
Arthur's such an ass.
He really is. Oh, Sally sure knows how to pick them. More tests on coconut. Subject Q31. Admission date 1960. 11/10. Name Harry Haworth. Date of birth 1900. 0704. Male.
He was born on Independence Day, but in America.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny because he is not independent at all.
No.
No.
All right. Start him on 850 milligrams. Yelling Fit issued multiple colorful death threats. So that was in September. October 1st, struck the nurse again. On, let's see, on October 5th, attempted suicide via banging head against wall. Nothing since. Additional notes, very aggro, especially in presence of Dr. Verloc. Special privileges include 1 extra biscuit at tea time. Do not include promenades. He has fooled the staff before. Have your wits about you.
Oh, do not let this man walk around. He's like, a promenade? No. Don't believe his lies.
So, if you look at the note, again, he's got a quite regular pattern of behavior. Because he goes like 3 days, fine, chill, no problems. Suddenly he's acting out on the 4th day.
Mm-hmm. And then they
He's also
increase the
been
dose
here-
after he acts out.
Yes, but his dosage is much lower than either of these other two, and he's been there for about 4 years now. So, like, he logically should have a much higher dose than either of them, but he doesn't. And he's got the special privilege of the extra biscuit.
Despite the fact that he's very aggro, especially in the presence of Dr. Verloc. Why does he have special privileges if he's, you know, still being aggressive? Like,
Who is saying, Nick, take me with you?
That's Harry Plantagenet. That's what I said when his lines are messed up, because once they added when they added the Nick DLC.
Oops.
Yeah. That's another thing I want to be able to get in the code just to see why it's doing that. I'm curious.
Now, here's something. He will throw up if you press this. I don't like vomit sounds. I'm not going to press that until we're on our way out.
Alright.
We'll press it on our way out.
I don't love it either, so
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. Nope, can't get in. Not that
Yes,
it's...
You can. You just gotta want it. Or maybe you gotta go.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
We don't need to go in there.
I've climbed in there, but you...
You're like, I just get good.
Yeah. Get good at my terrible game.
Gemma Olsen, subject E19, admission date 1964-9-2. Oh, yeah, so that confirms, like you said, that she was in here, escaped, went to her house, and then got dragged off.
It also, though, the notes that Margaret leaves on her desk are, they give her the assignment to check out the Modeling tunnels after this date, so that's in a discrepancy in the lore.
No.
In this game, I know.
The timeline incongruous?
Mm-hmm.
Perish the thought.
I know.
Unless she went back to Margaret.
No,
And tried-
because she would have been here since
Oh, you're right.
9... She would
Yeah.
have been here the entire time.
Yeah.
Also, this gives her a birthday, so we know how old she is.
Mm-hmm.
So she's 41, I think?
Yeah. Gemma Olsen. Yeah, date of birth 1923, 4/27, female. So let's see. On September 23rd, asked after mother's welfare. Will up dose 200 milligrams. 1300, and that was on the 27th, September 27th. Attempted to bribe caretaker with sexual favors. Meals denied as punishment. September 30th, violent sobbing. October 1st, vomiting. And October 5th, refusal to speak, general mood unclear. Increasing the dose up to October 8th, which since that's where it ends, I'm Wondering if...
Today is October 9th.
So, yeah.
And though that's, like, October 9th is a weird sort of situation because it is the day that Arthur starts his adventure, but all the clocks are kind of stuck to it, so, like...
And you'll notice that we are on day 25 presently.
Yes.
So...
Yeah. But it's still October 9th.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Reporter, delusional. Claims Wellington Wells about to collapse, recommend lobotomy. Deliberate attempts to sabotage scientific data. Extremely manipulative, multiple attempts to escape. And she
then
succeeded.
One final attempt. One final success.
Ooh. February 9th, 1957, to General Byng, from Anton Verloc, Ph.D. I hope you will not think a mere research chemist is out of line in contacting you, but I am frankly concerned about Dr. Haworth. Despite Joy's great success, he has begun allocating resources towards his study of phrenology, a laughably discredited 19th century pseudoscience. Indeed, he talks of little else, when he thinks no one can hear him. I am not suggesting he is actually sabotaging the factory. The recent shortages are the result of mix-ups that anyone could have made, but I know you share my concern about the importance of our work to Wellington Wells, and he won't listen to me, or anybody else. What do you recommend we do? Again, it does... I feel like that's that thing of, like, if you saw this, you could read it as he's trying to play nice to get himself to present himself well so that he can take over. But with so much
I think that's exactly what the game wants you to think by giving you the stuff that Gemma gave you. But if you are actually, like, looking at the environment, now you have, like, alternative information to
and it
shade
seems
your interpretation of this note.
That this could have been a sincere concern.
I also think, like, people also, the theory that I always saw was that Verloc and Byng conspired together to oust Haworth, and I also think that's not the case. I think Byng does not have the same investment in Haworth that Verloc obviously does, but I do think he, you know, respected him as a scientist and, you know, was probably quite upset that he went insane.
If he thought he wasn't capable, he wouldn't have reached out to him to make Joy in the first place.
Yeah.
No, but the thing that makes me wonder about that is that, like, when we visit him as Sally, he mentions that, you know, Sally's gonna get locked in a glass cell and even he won't be able to save her then, which implies that maybe he made some sort of gesture towards trying to get Haworth out of here too.
Another wonderful adventure.
And Verloc said, absolutely
if
not.
for no other reason that because it's kind of embarrassing for the creator of Joy to be, the optics are bad.
Not only for the creator of Joy to be imprisoned, but for him to be imprisoned by the guy who was his successor. Like, it also makes Verloc look bad as the guy who is presently manufacturing the Joy.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's the thing is that Bing's opinion of Verloc is that he is a monster and kind of a freak.
Yes.
So, like, his opinion is that, like, Bing probably does think he did this to oust him because he got that letter.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
it's fascinating. I just want to talk to the writers.
Yeah, no, I love this whole area of the game. Really very
The way that
intricate.
her name plaque, the letters have been taken off, but you can still kind of
Yeah.
see them there. That this was Sally's.
Ooh, there's a note on the floor.
Ooh, missed that. Anton. Oh, Anton. So we know this was a little later on in their relationship. Anton, I just had the most smashing idea. You've been so cross about our running out of chemicals, but the witches, yes, I know how you feel about them, but hear me out. Use a kind of toad slime that turns out to be a hallucinogen. It made me think we could make new flavors of joy using local goodies like toads, poppies, and magic mushrooms. Very excited to chat tonight. XOXO, Sally. P.S. I found a great war recipe for shell shock tea made from St. John's wort, which grows like a weed in the Garden District. Actually, I think it is a weed. So, oh, and the way that he clearly has just, like, torn through all of her files haphazardly.
Are there any formulas in here I can
Yeah.
use?
And not even, like, in an organized
Whoa,
manner.
hold on. Did he do this, or did Sally do this on her way out, taking all her notes?
Ooh, honestly, it could be either of them or both.
It is entirely
They're
possible.
they're
that
such
she took some of hers and then he came in looking for more.
they are
we're
so
gonna get
similar.
A note here in a second about it's a note from the old secretary, and I think Burlock's really been trying to avoid any mention of Sally, so I don't think he's actually been going in her office.
I'm just wondering if he went there when she first left looking for the formula.
Because he knows that he doesn't have it, so.
To the new secretary. I hope you have better success at the job than I did. You should know that Dr. V is most insistent that all traces of a certain woman be expunged from his laboratory. If you ask me, she who must not be named was the brains behind this whole operation. It hasn't been the same since she left. Dr. V will ask you for information that is in her notes, but you can't give him one of her notes. Oh no, else you'll be sacked like me. I've hidden her papers in the storage room and the computer room, which used to be her office, so you can get them without his knowing. It's complicated, but I'm sure you'll manage. Good luck, Betty. P.S. Dr.
He's
V
not going in there.
also gets his knickers in a knot if you nip some of his good scotch. Just a word to the wise. Oh, yeah. 'Cause
I feel like the secretary wouldn't be tearing through this though, so it must have been Sally.
No,
that did
but
this.
she-
yeah. Well, here's
Sally
the thing
did this,
is
or the
that
secretary might have just made this mess trying to find the thing without having the knowledge to know what the fuck she's even looking
yeah,
at.
I could also see Verloc tearing through it when Sally first left before he realized that it was permanent and
gone
it
forever.
settled
Yeah.
in, and then he got, smad about it.
He is mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've seen it all. Sally's old office.
I did want to point one more hairy thing off. You don't have to push the button, but he will throw up everywhere. And the thing is, he's been here for 6 years. He's been getting hit with this joy at least as long as they've been doing this personalized care program, which I want to say has been running since April. I think that was a date on one of the notes to. It's like either Billy Burgess or what's his name? The guy who's in the three-way with the flower dews. But if he's been here that long and he's been exposed to all that joy, he shouldn't be having that kind of reaction to it, right? He should be used to it. He shouldn't be throwing up.
However,
his
this is
yeah, yeah.
coconut, and coconut is a relatively recent thing, so he's probably been through all the different iterations.
Yeah. So he should have like a tolerance to it, but this guy doesn't, which it might not be
He
Harry in that box.
every image that we've seen of Harry Haworth, he has a mustache. This guy doesn't.
He also doesn't wear a mask because his
Yeah.
he predates that, because like I think the mask is actually a quite recent thing, maybe the last couple years, perhaps congruent to Strawberry. So like Harry never had that.
Yeah, Harry never had a mask actually. So interesting.
So yeah, the fun theory is this guy is not actually Harry. Harry has escaped and has locked this guy in here with him, caretaker or something.
Yeah,
And
who
when you
this guy
gas him,
is,
he
we
throws
have
up
no
because
idea.
he's not
Yeah,
used to it.
You know,
Oh, that's
one
a
of the
good
caretakers,
theory.
Like, it's possible that one of the caretakers, because I just assumed that all the nurses were women, but it's possible that at least one of them is a man, because Gemma does apparently make a pass at one of them.
Yes.
Not,
All right.
not that that necessarily precludes her from making a pass at women, just, it's more likely to work on a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gemma made a pass at a woman. Margaret Oliphant, for instance.
I would like.
I would like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Write that fan fiction too, while you're writing the Verloc Harry stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I said the other day, and I spoke erroneously because I was probably tired, but I said that Gemma was very straight. And what I really meant was that I think Gemma is straight, but if she was presented with the opportunity, she'd be like, maybe.
See, you said that, and I was like, I wasn't gonna argue with it. I was like, okay, well,
No, I
we can
said it,
circle
and then
back
like
to
I
that.
thought about it later, and I was like, that was a dumb thing to say. That's not what I think at all. No, I think she's straight in the sense that she lives in a world where that's normal, and like, You know, she's
She
got these
hasn't-
feminine wiles, she might as well use them, but like,
Yeah,
if
like, she
Margaret actually,
hasn't-
like, made a pass, I think Jim would be like,
You know
alright.
what?
I think
Well,
Gemma
for
hasn't
investigative
considered
integrity,
women.
I have to take this opportunity.
Yeah, I think Gemma hasn't considered women. She's
It's the compulsory heterosexuality,
yeah.
if you want to use a textbook term.
Like she's
And-
considered men, and men are all right. And then maybe if she considered women, she'd be like, oh, you know what?
You know
Women
what?
are all
They're
right.
all right,
Yeah.
I think Gemma is talented at men in perhaps the way that Sally thinks she is, but is not.
Yes.
God, they should, honestly, like, I think Gemma and Sally should converse.
I think they
think
would
Gemma
be so maybe not good for each other, but Sally
No.
could really use just any women in her life. She does not have any women in her life.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm so sorry, buddy.
No, you're not.
And like, what's with this reaction too? Like, if he, you know, if he sees you pushing the button, why is he all of a sudden like, what the hell is happening?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look like where the pills go out. What's going on this conveyor belt? Possibly me.
Now, real quick, let's see if Arthur has any other thoughts in his journal in this section. Oh, nope, just gotta get out of here. Oh. Do, 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 do.
God, the conveyor belts and Payday went faster than this.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, remember when I said you were going to be in that room?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to go in there?
Look at all these flat joy pills.
Flat joy pills that are yellow.
Coconut.
Ooh, wallpaper engine. You can get off the conveyor belt and look in that room. I think there's a note in there. You don't have to sneak, there's nobody in here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe just a desk you can steal from.
Hello?
Take Nick,
There it
take me
goes.
with you.
Nick, I love you. You're my hero.
It's just one of those things. I would love to get in the code just to know why it does that. Please.
Broken clock. Oh wait, no, not broken clock. Working clock.
Huh.
9:30.
Wow.
Well, no, it's not actually going. I think it just happens to be 9:30.
Oh no! Look
Oh,
at it.
no, we
Yeah.
That's what happens when you lie.
Yep.
They'd have to
I
be
see.
a
I
liar.
told you. The second you fucking say things, the world sets out to prove you a
I'm
liar.
sorry, viewers. We said we wouldn't lie.
Like I said, it wasn't a lie of deception. It was a lie of just ignorance.
Lie of confidence.
Wait, I want to see if I can get on that for science. Nope.
You're not short enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at that window, you will see the room that you were in.
Oh yeah, nice. And then before, oh yeah, and there were people in here before.
Yes, but they've gone home.
Yeah, because it's late in the day.
Well, it's 9:48, 9:45 a.m., but like, you've been here a while.
Mm-hmm.
Time is supposed to not exist.
I don't know what that waveform is for.
It just looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it exists on every copy of that the game.
But yeah,
didn't realize
it's an interesting
wallpaper
thing
was
that all the
such a
joy pills are yellow.
I think you were right with coconut.
No, the yellow I think is actually a remnant of the original iteration because the original joy pill wasn't pink. I think it was yellow.
Oh.
Pink is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is, and they just didn't change this texture.
Shout
But-
out to the person who was like, hey, what if we changed it to pink?
Pink is better.
Or is it vanilla?
I don't think so.
They can't make vanilla.
Oh, right. That's why they're doing strawberry.
They can, but like it's a
They wouldn't
finite
be
resource.
yeah, they wouldn't be producing vanilla in these quantities. I don't think.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Speaking of miasma,
Oh, that smells awful. This is where they flush the chemicals.
Maybe it is technically vanilla, because like the yellow joy pill, it does say from the Kickstarter it was vanilla from the Kickstarter video,
Ooh.
but despite the color being yellow, the flavor is strawberry.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, the original joy pill was yellow. And then they changed it to pink because that is graphically more interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Alexander McCutcheon.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in here, actually.
Need keep pump valve open.
Drain? To where? The river? Might be a way out, if I don't mind poisoning the river. Not that anything's alive in it now.
I love that we're still seeing the subtitle from him.
To all
Whatever,
employees.
yeah.
From Alice Little. Supervisor, yet again I've discovered employees flushing bad batch of joy down the drain. It will make the fish happy is not an acceptable excuse. Often we can restore a batch of slightly defective joy by the addition of reagents. Waste not, want not.
To restore a batch of slightly defective joy. How many batches of slightly defective joy have gone out?
So really, this is Alice's fault. No swimming.
Remember when we used to swim in the river?
Yes.
I don't.
Oh. Well, good thing I'm wearing my gas mask and my boiler suit.
It's green down here.
Oh.
It's green.
Oh, toasted chicory. I bet that's safe to drink.
That's been soaking in green shit for
Oh,
however
you're
long.
feeling vigorous? I bet you are, Arthur.
Green means health.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Nick, I love you. You're my hero. Look at this environment.
I'm looking. It's green.
Slimy.
It sure is green.
It's brilliantly green.
A hatch. Lovely. I've never seen so many hatches in my entire life.
Wait, go in the back corner. I think he has one line of...
Did they fall in? Or were they pushed? Or were they flushed?
Yeah.
I do love the unapologetic bold use of color in this game.
Yes.
We've done it all. We've done it all.
Such a departure from Brown Shooter.
Oh, I'm so glad that we're no longer in the era of brown shooter. People don't understand how long that went on.
What is brown?
So brown.
Brown shooter?
For a very long time, video games were just the aesthetic du jour was brown.
Oh,
like, we were trying to do realism, but we couldn't quite make it convincing with the graphics themselves, and so in order to make a facsimile of realism, everything was more realistic muted colors, which just resulted in everything being like different and varying shades of brown.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the protagonists were also brown-haired, like, dudes.
Yes,
so, like,
yes.
even the guy was brown. But not in any, like, appreciable or interesting.
Not in an
or,
interesting way, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm googling brown era video games and seeing what comes
Just
up.
Google brown shooter and you'll get exactly
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
I feel like if you
Brown
Google brown
shooter.
shooter these days, you might get something else.
That just shows me a guy whose last name is Brown who shot people. That doesn't
Yeah.
help me. Oh. I think that was the era when gritty realism was fashionable. Every game needed to be dark and broody. Gears of War, Killzone, etc. Most just ended up brown. They even did it for fucking Bomberman.
Wow.
See. She wants this as a souvenir after her mom poisoned her entire family. Who would want to remember a past like that? Go, Arthur, go. Oh, he's running. Oh, he's running.
I will say for Brown Shooter, New Vegas, Brown Shooter. But there are certain moments where they deviate from that, and it's very impactful. Kind of like
There's a lot of the graphic design in that game is not brown. Like it's brown because it's old, but it uses color in an interesting way.
Yeah, no, I mean like most of it is brown because it's the desert. Like, what can you
Yes.
do? It's the Mojave fucking desert. But then, like as you approach, is it Jonestown? The city for the civilized super mutants, that's very like green and a little snowy, and then when you go to like Vault 22, it's very green. I think there's also purple in there. There's just a few different places. Oh, and then like when you go to any of the DLC locations, the color is very, very different.
Colors
Like,
bigger, yes.
Sierra Madre is very red. The sink is very blue. So it very much delineates that you have gone to a new location.
Mm-hmm.
Why are people mad at you? What are you doing?
Oh, there was a doctor who sniffed me briefly.
Ah, I see.
That'll happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, gosh, the...
So busy talking about games that were not this game, so...
Yeah.
Well, I find it interesting.
Just going to
No,
barter
I mean, I
here.
think it's comparative to talk about what games are similar in which ways.
BioShock was brown, like technically. Like it was blue, but there was a lot of brown and gray in that game too.
I would say that BioShock was more blue than anything. And
But it wasn't a fun
BioShock...
blue. It wasn't like an exciting blue.
Well, I mean...
It's relative, I guess, but...
I feel that BioShock very much was not brown at all. Like, it was blue, there was the whole, like, ice room, which was white. In an alarming sort of way. Really, BioShock was more gray.
I
if
will
you're
say,
talking about,
I
like,
think
mildewy
BioShock,
bedrooms and things.
BioShock Infinite might fall into the brown category for me.
BioShock Infinite's very bright.
It's bright, but it still feels washed out. It felt very washed out to me. I don't know. Maybe it's because there's not a lot of greenery.
No, there is, though.
There's more greenery than the other BioShock games, but...
Yeah, because
Still
like
less than, like,
hard to
Horizon
maintain
Zero
plants.
Dawn.
They had like Adonis's garden. That's the only place where plants are really like possible because they have the infrastructure for it.
I would say that the accent color for BioShock is brown. Like it's
I don't
mainly
know. I
blue,
think we'd have to revisit that because I don't think
'cause
that's
it's
true. I think
bronze.
you're misremembering it.
Well, because the rest of the city itself is cast in bronze.
Yes.
Which is copper, which is brown.
But most of it is not like the bronze is like the framework. Everything is blue.
Yeah, like the ocean is blue, but like the actual like city of Rapture is brown.
No, because like all the lights are also casting.
It's
like I'm looking at pictures of it right now, and there is brown, yes, but it's very blue and
like the big daddies are brown. The characters
Yeah.
are brown.
Because they're infrastructure, they're not the
That's
world.
what, yeah, I'm just saying, like, the accent, like, it's blue, yes, because it's under the ocean, but, like, I think it still falls into the category.
I don't think
I
it's a
hope
brown.
to see you again soon.
I think it predates brown.
I'm thinking about, back to We Happy Few.
Yeah. Talking about the game we're actually playing.
Yeah.
Look, tell us in the comments.
Yeah. What do you think?
BioShock is brown or blue?
Does
Yes,
BioShock
please.
count as a brown shooter?
Please tell us.
We're gonna get people in the comments being like, it's a white and gold.
Yeah. We're gonna get people in the comments being like, "Are you gonna like talk about We Happy Few or what?"
Yeah. Look. You can't talk about one game without talking about games that came before it. That's
Bioshock
history.
truly was the progenitor. Like, there is
It
no
really
other.
is.
Yeah.
There is pre-Bioshock and there is post-Bioshock. And I did not understand that until until DJ played Bioshock for me maybe 2 years ago. I was like, oh, this is what everyone has been trying to recapture for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Play Bioshock. It's really good.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet. You know, if you're young and like, you know, maybe... Because I don't think... Bioshock hasn't had a remaster, right? Not a recent one, anyway.
It did, but I think it was not well received. Do I have the remaster? I think I do. I think it did.
There was a 2016 video game compilation developed by Blind Squirrel and published by 2K. The collection features
I wonder
upgraded
if my
versions of
parents would
Bioshock,
be proud
Bioshock
of
2,
me.
and Bioshock Infinite.
Or would they be terribly stern?
They're probably going to remaster it again, so, you know. You'll have your opportunity.
Okay.
God, what a good game.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
we're playing this.
What a good game, unlike this one.
Yeah.
Look, I love this game, but let's not try to put fucking lipstick on a pig. It's
Oh. You know, the going through Haworth Labs and getting a better look at Verloc, it's gonna be interesting going and playing Sally's act and getting, you know, her whole perspective on everything. But we do see Verloc through this first, and it shows a certain degree of like emotion and humanity to him. Despite what Gemma says about him, what we actually see from him and what we see in like the notes that we find about him and in interacting with him, and the, like you were talking about, the practical sort of set dressing and environmental storytelling of what he's like, it leads a much more complex narrative than just, oh, he's a psychopath.
And I love
It
that.
does, but I do think it is important to remember too that when they say he doesn't care about other people, that is true.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It is true, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but like, he's not a psychopath in the way that everyone in the game says he is.
Mhm.
Like,
No, my feeling is that if you are a guy like him who does not take joy and never has, and you're watching this city around you, especially because you have no like a special attachment because you are not from here, like you were sent here
you
probably
yeah.
against your
Yeah, you were
wishes.
imprisoned here almost. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I think Verloc definitely does probably wonder what his life would be like if he had not been sent here and then subsequently trapped here the way everyone is. God, she's so good at marketing.
Right?
yeah.
She's
Mr.
it's
Calling.
it really is a shame that like because of Wellington Wells is like because of the war and stuff, and like she really did miss like the advent of modern advertising, but she's so good at it. Like it's one of the things I really appreciate about her, and I think is like I like how subtle it is that it's put in, but it's definitely there, and you're like, damn.
Yeah. Sometimes you need
Anyway,
more
if
than
you're,
joy.
if you're Verloc, you have no reason to give a fuck about any of these people, and frankly, they've not like been you've not viewed anything redeeming about any of them.
No.
since
You're
the war.
You're watching a garbage society full of garbage, stupid people tear themselves apart, and you're sitting there wondering, like, is this even worth saving?
Yes. Like, why am I wasting all my talent and genius on these fucking?
Do you think he was good enough to have made something for himself on the mainland? Like, do you think
Certainly.
that?
No, I
It's
think
not-
No, I think even here, under the right circumstances, he could have been like a Dr. Faraday. It's just that, like, he's not suited to manage. He is a guy that needs to be, like, alone in a room with a Kinset. That's all.
Mhm.
And he would do brilliant fucking things. But he's, unfortunately, he's gotten mixed up in Harry Haworth for some reason. He's obsessed with this guy. He wants to keep him around. He wants to preserve his legacy for him. And that's why he's in the position that he's.
He wants to preserve Harry's legacy in a way that he interpreted Harry not wanting to do. He's like, are you like he's doing skull science? Like this is not conducive to a legacy.
Well, that's the thing too, is that like if you think about that, like Harry, I mean, I think if Harry had been given enough time, and also if he wasn't like fucked out on Joy, like he probably would have been able to like do something with this line of reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's not viewing things correctly, he no longer has the ability to do that. And also, Verloc has the sense to be like, nobody's gonna take phrenology fucking seriously. And if you are known as the phrenology guy, nobody's going to take anything that you've done prior or since seriously either. So like, yeah.
You're doing this for your own good.
Yeah, I think a lot of what's going on with Harry is I'm doing this for your own good because you clearly cannot do this for yourself anymore.
Which is actually kind of his position, like, in society at large anyway, so...
Yes.
He's just doing it at a micro scale for Harry.
Yes.
Look at this art.
God, I was looking at the, what's the artist's name again? What's her name?
Whitney Clayton?
I was looking at
Sarah
her,
Hamilton.
Yeah, I was looking at her portfolio, and it's just incredible. She has a bunch of stuff online. You can go to her art station and, like, if you want to see high-res stuff.
Oh, she's
from this
amazing.
game.
We'll maybe even link that in the description.
Oh,
for
yeah,
your
that's
Yeah. I'll add that in after the stream.
Check it out. Hire her if you're making a game.
Gosh, I wish I could. Not that I'm making a game, but I want to give her money.
Yeah, yeah.
I want her to have a little walking around.
Yeah.
Why did you write a $10,000 check to Oreos?
They make a good product.
Oh,
I
I've
wanna have
already
a
done
walking
this
around
one.
This one is
Maybe we don't need to rob houses in the middle of the day.
Oh, I'm just finding things to do while before we go talk to Sally.
We can go talk.
No, I know. We were yakking, and you had to stand in front of the door, and yeah, we're done
No,
now.
it's good. I wanted to get our. Oh, look at his little arms.
Yeah, the Joy Run is an incredible touch. There's a lot that there's a lot of polish that this game needs, but stuff like that is that's peak. Just a little bit more of that.
I wish this game would get a remaster. I wish they would let me look at the code so I could give it like a mod remaster or something. Like, come on, man. Let me
Please
look at
just
it.
let us have this. How far did
What
I?
else are you gonna do
there we
with
go. I
this?
just need to
Like,
go around
come
the corner.
on.
Just wanted to close up our thoughts on Haworth Labs, and now.
Yeah,
Don't act
we'll
like
be
we're
good,
not gonna
yeah.
revisit
Oh,
that.
we're 100% gonna visit it because everything is Haworth Labs. But
It's the most important part of the game, honestly.
all right, enter Sally's flat.
After nearly getting me killed, she better have my bloody letter of transit.
So? Sally? Salamander?
If she's not here, I swear to God I'll kill her.
Hi.
I got it. Your precious cod liver oil.
You're a lifesaver.
It's a bloody souvenir.
God, it's awful.
Have you got my letter of transit?
Arthur, we're practically the only two people in this entire city not stoned out of our minds on joy. How are you holding up?
What do you care?
How are you going to get out?
Why won't you just give me the fucking letter of transit? Oh, it's always what you want. Always what you need. Every little Sally whim. Bloody
To be fair, she was asking after you.
You really think I'm that awful?
What, just because you fucked my dad while you were living in our house, in my mum's bed?
I'm sorry.
Look, I don't hate you. In the strangest way, you're completely innocent. You're
False.
practically the only one I believe.
He's wearing his Sally did nothing wrong shirt.
Yeah, it's like in the situation with his dad, I would not hold her culpable for that. In everything she did after that,
Take you
yes.
with me.
Yeah, totally.
We have to
Yeah.
go now. The joy's gone bad. It's going crazy out there.
I can't go right now.
Why? Oh, God.
Why?
No.
It's not simple.
This is the
never is.
best
We'll have to wait
decision
till
he
dawn.
makes in the
No,
entire
that's
fucking game.
crazy. I can't.
I know, and everybody hates him for it, but God, he's correct. He is
smart.
correct in this moment.
It's the only time he's right.
It's just self-preservation, Sally. No hard feelings.
It's brilliant writing. God, this game is incredible.
she really
I like that I have said that verbatim
went
twice
back and
this
said,
entire
"Yes,
stream, and
yes,
one time it
thank
was
you.
because the game was
They lived
fucking up,
happily
and one
ever
time it was
after."
very genuine.
Oh, a girl like that shipwrecks, and the next day she's drinking margaritas under palm trees, and you'll suffer for shocks. That is it. Never again.
You're so right.
Oh.
He's so right for that.
Letter of transit. You were allowed to cross to the parade district.
Hooray!
I'm an awful person, but what should I have done? Should I have turned around and said, yes, I will, yes, come with me, we'll go at dawn, whatever you say? I always used to wonder, if I'd run out the door after her that day, what would have happened to us? Would we still be friends? Or was the magic all in my head? Who am I kidding? 16-year-old me would never have had the courage to leave home. And here I am, running out the door when she wants to come with. Not entirely unlike what I did to Percy. I wonder what lies I'll tell myself about her later. Am I really doing this for Percy? Is that just another convenient lie? Because I needed a reason to go off Joy. And he was the only one I could come up with? What if she is utterly sincere? What if she honestly does want me and love me and need me? Do I have utterly no faith left in anyone? And she'd survive, and I'd get killed. A girl like her shipwrecks the next days. She's drinking margaritas under palm leaves. Yours truly is shark bait. I can't. I just can't. Sorry.
He's right, though.
That's the complicated, messy thing, is that I think that is the moment when the Sally can do nothing wrong blinders fall off. And he finally actually something clicks that, like,
Because the
He's like, I
stakes
put
are so
myself
high at this
through
point,
so
like,
much.
you can't afford to fuck it up. Yeah.
It's also a thing of, like, the overarching theme of the game is, like, dropping your pretenses and like, looking at things as they actually are, and, like, the big moment for that is on the bridge with Constable Chief Peters, but, like, this is also a step towards that.
Yeah. Because that is the thing of, like, I think Sally wants to think that she wouldn't do that.
No, I think that's the trouble with Sally, and the tragedy and the brilliance of her is that, like, we all think that we aren't that person until it's down to the wire, and you're in a situation where it's you or them, and you decide, yeah, it's me. Like,
Yeah. And
Always her.
Sally has always chosen herself.
yeah.
Part of her story with Gwen is the decision to, you know, be like, okay, you know, even with Gwen, she fucks that up, because there are ways she could have gotten out of Wellington Wells, and she chose not to. Like, the entirety of Sally's storyline is making that sacrifice and deciding, okay, like, when is it, like, not just me?
Mm-hmm.
Thing too about Sally, though, is that as much as Arthur is realizing that if he were to do this, it would probably be at his detriment again, because Sally always chooses herself, Sally was also realizing that Arthur is not the person that she's built up in her head the last 15 years.
Yeah.
He's not reliable in the way that she always imagined he would be, and it's like, ultimately neither of them are they getting zapped by their own shit?
They are.
They sure are.
Huh.
Anyway.
Anyway, like, Arthur leaving her in that moment is just, like, proving to her, like, oh, I have been projecting onto this guy for, like, so long, and he doesn't even know, and he's not the person that I thought he was. And, like, to her, that's like, oh, he's awful. I thought he was so wonderful this whole time, but, like, Arthur was always who he was the entire time. It's just that you had your vision of what he was because, you know, he was infatuated with you and he would let you get away with everything. This one moment now when he can't afford to do that, it's like, oh, the blinders have come off about him as well.
Yeah. And yeah, it really is that thing of, like, Arthur also wants to think that he's better person than he is, and he thinks, oh, I would never have done that to Percy. Oh, I would never do that to Sally. The way that he even his combat lines reflect that, of him being like, oh, like, it's nothing personal, now we see the violence inherent in the system, what have we come to? And very much it's like he has this image of himself, and then he blames every bad thing that he's ever done or continues to do on external factors outside of his control, even though those are very much choices that he is making. And it's kind of
discarding those preconceived notions is discarding the preconceived notions about yourself, which he is working on trying to do. Like, that's the entirety of his act and his little call-outs, is like, you know,
I would even say he's like overcompensating, because like,
yes, absolutely.
His act is like, oh, I'm actually a shit person. I've been a shit person this entire time. But he does a lot of like thinking about what his actions are going to do, and a lot of times he does whatever he wants to do anyway, but he does like consider what the consequences are going to be for other people. And he does do things like out of kindness. It's not going to do him any good, too. It's like I think he's overcompensating, but like, yeah.
He has the most quests in the game where there is no real material benefit to you, even as the player, to do them.
He's just helping
people. You get skill points.
Yeah.
But, you know, Sally
skill
doesn't
points
have
and getting to explore the world more.
Every single thing that Sally does that's a side quest it benefits her in some way. Like, you know.
Except Vandal stole the handle, which is dumb.
And that one was reworked. Yeah, we'll go over it when we do it, but that one went through several changes, did it not?
I don't know about like several, but like I just think the premise of it is really dumb.
When I grew up.
Well, and it doesn't exist. I guess my point being is that it presently, as it exists, it's not what it was in the original script either. It's one of those that they put in and then it got altered later.
I mean, I kind of, like, I know we're not even there yet, but I do think like part of the reason why it's still there is because it points to the fact that Sally is actually not that.
Yeah,
like...
the only thing that it serves is that she's not mechanically inclined.
No, it's not that she's not mechanically inclined. That's the reason why I think it's dumb that she goes along with it. It's like she knows damn well she cannot fix this. She is not like built that way to do this, but she does it anyway because these people are pressuring her to do it. She's a strong character, but she's not a strong person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So even though she knows that this is not going to turn out well, she does it anyway to her detriment, and now all these people are trying to.
The one time she does try to go out of her way to help people.
Yeah. And only because they're all like, you know, peer pressuring her into doing it, which there's no reason why they should do that. There's no reason why she should acquiesce to it. Because she knows perfectly well that she is not the person for this job.
That core strength.
Yeah. Way to go, Eve.
Yeah.
I love this sitting.
She's got some lucky man at home, hopefully. What do you need to have thighs that strong in Wellington Wells for?
Outrunning the bobbies.
Where are we going?
We're going to...
We got like a lot of side quests.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of.
Oh, wait, not this way. Oh, never mind. This is not where I thought.
All right.
I thought this was the other one with, what's his ass?
Righto.
Eddie Coke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got my boiler suit on.
Some scotch, and then you can go in there and clean that up.
This sort of thing.
Will they be... I mean, I'm wearing my boiler suit. Will it...
I don't know.
I think it still considers you trespassing for some
don't
reason.
These beautiful gents deserve some scotch anyway? Don't they deserve your appreciation for the hard work that they do?
They do.
For everything that you do.
You're not gonna drink that scotch yourself, so.
Yeah, you're trespassing in here. Yeah.
And then you gotta air it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, this game is good.
This game is good in certain ways.
I know we're
Less so
talking
in
about-
others.
Let's not put lipstick on a pig, but you know.
Yeah.
Maybe you can have a little lipstick as a treat.
Yeah. No, this game's. I love this game. This is my favorite game. But
We're doing a whole streaming series about this game.
I love this game, but I don't. I'm not looking at it with my Sally can do no wrong blinders on. You
Yeah,
know? Like,
yeah.
I see it for what it is.
I mean,
Say the truth of the matter.
yeah, you know, loving
Yes.
something can be saying, I see its flaws and I love it anyway.
Yeah. If you really truly appreciate something, you appreciate all aspects of it, including
was
the
gonna
ones that are
say-
wrong and bad.
If anything, part of this game's charm is the fact that it is so flawed. Like, I think if
Yes.
this were a perfect game, I would not find it as interesting. I would
Oh,
find
look
it
at
good,
that.
but I would find it unapproachable.
It's so cute. Look what
As is, this game is very approachable because there's always a way in because there's so many holes. Like,
Well, no, I feel like as far as like the actual like quests, I feel like they kind of dumbed down a lot of them because like the one that always comes to mind as an example, like I think Lionel has those pipe valves because you are supposed to like buy one from him and you have to backtrack, but ultimately they just decide to put it in the shed for you
right.
for you to. Where James could have found that himself if he'd just looked, but like.
If anything, it could have just been a cutscene of James finding the valve and doing it himself. Like,
Yeah.
and doing
But like, what I'm
Sassafras
saying is, the game, I think they had the intention of making it more difficult, and then they just like a lot of times they would just like give you what you needed to do the quest on the set piece because like otherwise nobody's ever gonna get through this damn thing.
They had ambition. There's a lot of ambition
That's
in this game that had to get rerouted into other things.
Yes.
Well, Public Works is the
Complete.
quest is saying it's done, but the little stars are still showing up, so we're just going to ignore that.
Yeah, that's this game.
Yeah.
You're correct. You got it right.
Yeah.
Are both of those Public Works?
This is all Public Works, yeah.
Okay. Because we did lose anti-disabilitarianism or
Anti-disestablishmentarianism?
oh, yeah, but it has the word jubilator in it.
Now let's see. We're still
Oh, get there!
That jubilator looks a bit worse for wear.
Anti-militarian.
Yes,
Working
that's the thing I
activator.
said. Yeah, if you whap it with the electro baton.
because as we remember from the
This
tunnels,
open with a little persuasion.
No, the panel. There's like a panel on the bottom.
Bloody Christ! I hope he wanted to be cremated.
there we go.
Become jaded. And now for Dr. Faraday's extractor.
Employee rest period. Please exit the vehicle immediately.
Now you've got a jubilator activator.
All right.
Hooray!
Yippee! Wahoo! But yeah, with thinking back to like the characters and the whole like trying to be better people and all of that, is that I really do feel like it cheapens the characters to try and put them into this is a good person, this is a bad person, because it's kind of
That's not the point of the game.
right. It's like all of it. It really isn't even a they are good or bad people. It's just like they are people. They are capable of doing good and bad things, and they all want to believe that they are good people in some capacity or find some way to, like in Arthur's case, he believed he was a good person and he's coming to terms with the fact that he actually has done some
Maybe not.
horrible things, and he's trying to find a way to make things right and get back to being able to feel like a good person.
It's a
I think
powerful narrative.
Ollie.
Yeah.
I think Ollie's actually not. I don't think Ollie thinks he's a good person. I think
Actually,
Ollie. I think that's kind of the funny part of it is that Ollie, I think, has despite having so much hidden from his own like self-awareness, I think Ollie is
Yes.
very
He's much more self-actualized than the other two about the things that he's done and the things that he may do in the future and the things that he has to do now to survive. Like,
but what's funny is that Ollie is the only one of them who has friends.
Lovely
Like,
yes.
Ollie constantly, like, throughout his thing, he's meeting people who know who he is and is willing to help him. Like, Arthur kind of, like, meets new people and makes friends that way, but, like, a lot of people don't really know who Arthur is, and if they do...
The people who do know who he is do not like him.
No, the only one I can think of the top of my head is Margaret Oliphant, and only because she knew him during a specific phase in his life.
Yeah.
But it really is very funny to me that
dig
Ollie's
spots
like,
back
you know, I
here.
am who I am, and maybe what I am is not good. And even that, and that's even like considering that I don't know the worst thing that I've done. But that's a guy with friends. Like, that's a guy who's got people willing to help him out for no other reason than that. Yeah, I like Ollie. I'll do Ollie a favor.
And ultimately, at the end, Ollie is the one who says, "I'm going to risk it all so that people know the truth, and I'm going to risk it all so in hopes that people aren't going to die."
He's the only one who blows the popsicle stand and like actually turns around and says like, "Hey, you know, someone that you know that you trusted is responsible for this." Like he tries to like make a meaningful impact in his leaving.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny too when you get into like Victoria's DLC because like comparatively, Ollie is the one who has actually observed and done his duty the most.
Yes. It's powerful is the narrative that can take "I was just following orders" and make you feel sympathy for the person who says that, which is every single character in this game.
Yeah.
Like we mock like, "Oh, you were just following orders, right?" But like they were, and like you in putting you in that situation and letting you experience that situation through their eyes, you say, "You know what? Like I get it. You know, like they did shitty things. I can't say that I would have acted differently."
That's why I always get like a little miffed when like the example that comes to mind is when people start like judging Coco Chanel for what she did during World War II, and I'm like, if you were Coco Chanel and you had the life that you had up to that point, yeah, you'd probably fuck Nazis too. Like, you weren't in that situation. You don't know what you would actually do.
No,
So like,
and that is, I think, ultimately the message of We Happy Few. Like, when you are pushed to the edge, when you find yourself in a situation, like, really examine yourself and like decide what kind of actions you're going to take and what you are likely to do. You know, it's easy if you are not in that situation to say, you know, I would act like this. I would be a hero.
it's easy
I would
to
get out
think
of there.
that I would not be anti-Semitic in a time when everybody was anti-Semitic. Like, come on.
It's
Lion
not even
ass
like it's so good. This game is so like it's a genuine like take a Mike's hard look at yourself, dude. Like
Fond memories cowering from the bombs with Mum, Dad, and Percy.
I think that's why it is difficult for children, like a younger audience. I shouldn't say children. Like, it's difficult for a younger audience to grasp many of the nuances of the narrative that we're discussing, like that we've made the live stream to discuss essentially, because that sort of perspective really does come with time and experience. And if you are 15 or 16 years old, it's easy to be like, oh well, it's easy to boil these people down to the acts of violence that they commit against each other and say like, oh, X character is a bad person. Yeah. But as you get older, you find out that like maybe I'm a bad person, you know?
Maybe life's fucking hard.
The balance of life is trying to outweigh the things that you've done that are bad and try to be better in the future. That's all you can do.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, there's... Ooh.
He gave you a bunch of dig spots.
Yeah.
For,
let's do those. Which... Oh, what a good game.
Good old
Every time I have to use that map.
Clever of them to pave the tracks with good intentions.
Is that eel pie we're going to?
I mean, to get those dig spots.
Well, I know, but like, did he send us to eel pie? Is that where this is?
We're in Eel Pie, yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Okie dokie then.
Oh,
You
let
don't
me-
need that out here. What are you doing?
I was meaning to take Flash. Ooh.
Well, if we're just digging up holes, Ray,
Yeah.
you are responsible for giving us a new topic to.
I don't know. I think I knocked it out of the park on my last topic. How about somebody else pick up the slack? I gave my thesis statement of the minute. I'm recovering.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
just gave
I'm.
you a philosophy about life. Why don't you try and find something to talk about?
Yeah. Well,
All
no, I'm
right,
thinking.
what's
I'm
your-
still kind of thinking about that and remembering like when I was like a tween or teen or even in like my early 20s, very much wanting things to be black and white.
Yes.
And it's and the thing is things aren't. Like
Yeah.
I think that like I do believe in like morality being a thing that exists, but I don't think
Imagine Percy in the
like
big balls.
circumstance.
Stop!
You never
Stop!
could fit in.
Turn to the left.
Whether that excuses anything.
Left.
That is the right. Yeah.
That guy
There's a
over
guy
there.
over
Sneak
there.
up on him and eavesdrop on him.
What have I done, Reg?
It's that guy I was talking about.
You'd hear me. You're always such a sound sleeper. I just meant to sneak out with the map and then I pretend someone else must have dug it up. But you had to wake up, didn't you? And go off like you always do. I didn't mean to hit you that hard, Reg. I was just scared. You're scary, you know that? Everyone's scared of you. Remember when I told you I was the only one not scared of you? That was a lie. I was the one who was the most scared of you. Scared of what you do. Scared you might turn to me one day. What am I gonna do without you? What am I gonna do? I'm sorry, Reg. Please forgive me. Please. I'd apologise when we met in heaven, but what's the odds either of us are ever going to end up there? Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me.
Is that a note on there?
Yes. When you take it, he'll start chasing. Probably should just like choke him.
At least there are flowers out here.
Roads make the man, don't they? Nobody likes a naked person.
Nighty night,
This
Ronnie.
won't take a minute.
You'll
I
be
tried to
joining Reg
find
here in a
this
minute.
in Poedit, and I think I did eventually, but it was really hard because there are a
Oh, no.
lot of people in this
Trust
game
me.
named Reg.
I know.
Yes, it's, like, it's very much like Mary in that regard.
It's extremely like that, yes. Because not only are a lot of people named Reg, but it's also a thing of, whenever there's like a name that needs to be said in like a, just a offhand comment, it's always Harry or Reg.
Yep.
Oh, I was wondering,
Fun.
we didn't do flower picking.
Who's there?
Oh.
I don't know this for sure, but you used to be able to get a flower hat like they're wearing. You sneak up closer, we can see the flower hat.
Oh yeah.
And maybe if you had that, you would be able to get in here and steal them without them, like, immediately becoming hip to you. I don't know that for sure, I'm just hypothesizing, because what else would you need the flower hat for except this?
Listen to this fun mix.
Yeah. I'm
And this
enjoying it.
dance animation that we only see, like, here and in Colonel Lawrence's house once.
Let's see. Flower picking. I hope they don't get too mad if I pick their flowers. Well, I might as well just go in and do it.
Well, hope in one hand and shit in the other. Hooray! Way to go. Good job.
Oh, oops. All right, now.
Double plus fast.
Yeah, I've got time.
Flowers and park yourself in.
And the other one is here. Alright. Oh my gosh, I keep hitting the wrong... Alright.
You're eating them all.
Munchies.
I'd never seen anyone OD on Flash.
Heart was beating so fast, I think it just gave up.
I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, imagine heart attack would be the way you'd go if you OD'd on Flash.
You remember in Justice League when Flash made his heart beat so fast Batman thought he died? This shit was awesome.
How'd they get a cow down there?
I don't really care for Flash. It's fascism or Flashism. Choose.
Okay, but is that not exactly what happened in Justice League? They lost Flash and then immediately turned to fascism.
He was the one thing keeping them on the straight and narrow.
Yes.
Batman is very he's on the precipice of falling into fascism at any moment, so
Yeah, no, he's gotta have all these other guys to keep him from doing that. And Superman is like, he's less disposed to it, but he's still got that inclination, and like the two of them together are a bad influence, so that's why you need Flash.
Let's see, I think we've done enough mysterious chest.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. You can look up the notes and what all they say.
Oh,
Basically
actually,
just various prayers.
second, I can't remember if this dig spot is the broken one or if that's that other dig spot. Because we have that one broken dig spot in this save file. Go, Arthur,
You remember the
go.
shipping meme we did where we sent each other like well, what I did was I sent y'all like wild ass fucking ships for this game. What are some more ships like that? Now that you've thought about it.
Oh, it doesn't kill you?
Oh.
that one's for Ellie, because I don't know
this is
enough
the
of the people in
fountain
this
sunny
game
art
to
of the
really
fishing.
like I don't know the nuances of each
All
like
witty and
side
those-
character.
Well, no, but like if you're just like, you could even be like, hey, you remember that one guy who did this one thing, and what if pair him with that other guy who did this? Like I'll know who you're talking about.
Well, I've been on the train since the beginning, the Sally Verloc Harry triangle. I think it would not have been good, but it would have been noteworthy.
No, wait. What if Harry is the thing that keeps that together? What if
No,
Harry
that's
is the
what, like,
Flash?
I'm saying, like.
Oh, yeah. So, like, if Harry
yeah.
was still in the
Harry's
picture...
the psychologist, right? He's the one who's gonna be like, all right, this is your problem, and this is what your problem is, and you need to
God,
get
that
your
shit would
shit
be
together.
so
both of
annoying. Your fucking third coming in being like, can I relationship coach here for a minute? Can we just do some jazz here for a second?
Like, you're getting all... Yeah,
Come in here, we gotta talk about it.
you're getting all ready for date night, and then he's like, no, this is an intervention.
He's got the intervention banner up.
Yeah.
He puts them through, like, full-on couples counseling.
Like, realistically, I think it would still end in disaster, but, you know. The poly shipping guy suggested a poly ship. What a fucking surprise. Like,
It would be just as bad because it would be Sally and Verloc thinking they're doing what's best for Harry, putting him in the glass box.
Oh,
Yes.
no. And
the
then...
joint vision,
Oh my gosh, and then that's kind of like the kid in the divorce is Harry in the box.
Oh, it's
Good.
They stay together for Harry in the box.
like
Yeah.
after.
we have an obligation now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good stuff.
I'm sorry for always derailing the conversation into this.
No, didn't we have? I feel like we had this conversation sort of, but we didn't have it on.
We didn't have it on
like,
stream.
We had
Yeah.
it during our post-stream debrief. But
Yeah,
also
yeah.
Gemma and Harry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Romance
don't
through the glass.
Was not Gemma and Harriet's suggestion by Amy in the past as well?
Yes.
Hasn't changed since old George.
Do it for
V.
Amy.
Do it for Amy.
Oh, are we ready? Oh wait, no.
No.
Oh.
You're like, wait a minute.
All right. All right. It's so good.
Every bench will be upgraded.
Hooray! Hooray!
No, if you wanted to elaborate on Gemma, Harry, sorry, I got excited about the bench.
Like, this is just me going off of what I already started with my story with them, and there's not really a foundation for the idea that they were working together to escape. Like, because the thing is, even if they are working together, they both have to figure out how to do it separately because their circumstances are different.
I sort of enjoy the idea, actually, of them, like, not working together and Harry just seeing the opportunity and taking it. Like, Gemma does all the legwork and Harry's like, you know what, I'll ride those coattails right on out of here. Like,
well, what it is, I mean, the way that I had planned this out, and maybe one day I'll, God willing, get back to it. The idea that I had planned is that, like, when the idea of lobotomizing Gemma comes out, Harry's like, we gotta get you out of here. Because, like, I can be here for, like, ever. Because I've been here for 4 years.
He'll never do it to me. He doesn't have the fucking balls, yeah.
But the premise behind that is that it's not Verloc who actually wants to do that, it's Dr. Hughes, the guy who blinded Harry Cavendish with his erroneous math. But, so what it is they're, like, it's very much a thing of, like, taking opportunities when they arise, because they're both impaired at that point with coconut fog. So it's a thing of, like, here are the pieces that I have, and here are the pieces that you have. What can we do with what we have available to us? And ultimately, Gemma does get out, because that's what happens in the game. And I think if it is indeed not Harry in that room, it's because they've already had the confusion of what's happened with Gemma, that's when he's able to take his opportunity to, like, do whatever he's done to make that guy be the guy in the box and him not. But the original goal was really just to get Gemma out of there because her circumstances are much more dire, and because he knows Verloc's, like, looking out for him. It's not an ideal scenario, but Harry's much safer in the box than Gemma.
Yeah, Verloc's not sticking his neck out for, like, anyone else.
No.
Like, he's not even sticking his neck out for Sally.
No, I think, there's this really nice moment, and I will point it out when it happens, but, like, when she goes back to, ask for Coddler Royal and he throws her out, there's this little moment, like, right when she's there and he sees her and he's like, oh, she's here, she wants me back, I could have her back, everything could be the way that it was, and then he realizes, you know, the same as everybody else in this fucking game, that this is actually not what I want.
Well, and also, that she's not here because she wants him, she's here because she wants something from him.
I don't think she even got that far into it, like, I think
I think he just knows her well enough to know that, like, she's not here for him. Like, whatever she's here for, it's not him, it's something he can provide. He may, if he's smart, he may have cottoned on to the fact that that's the only reason she was with him in the first place, if he's really, like, keyed in.
Yeah, I guess if he's been drinking over that letter, he's realized, but, like, I really do think it's just a thing of, like, he had that moment of, like, oh, everything could go back the way it is, she's back here, she wants me back, but I actually realize in this moment now that what I am seeing is not what I want.
Yes, the
actually, I would like this to be out of my face, in fact.
Yes. That he's still so angry about it, too. Like, you would think it would have faded, but no.
Yeah. Also, Bing thinking that that Verloc would lock Sally up in one of his cages. Like, you think he wants her anywhere on the premises?
No.
No, he does want her, you know, he wants her in a controlled environment. Like, she's clearly caused enough havoc in his life, but he does
He
have
wants
that
her,
plot
like...
to get her in the cell.
Right, he wants
gotta
her
sell for her.
arrested by the constabulary. He doesn't want her, like, under his own personal supervision and care.
No. He has that letter in the framers. Where he's like, I have a cell waiting for her. Please bring her in because she's clearly gone and fucking sane if she's broken up with me. But we also don't know when he wanted that idea or if he's changed his mind since then.
That may have changed with time. He may have realized, like, you know, I can't even stand the thought of her. Like,
Cause like even when he throws her out of the labs, he's still like arrest her.
Yeah.
And the Bobbies are like, ma'am, maybe you should leave.
Yeah. They're like,
We're not gonna do that.
You're our drug dealer.
Yeah.
God, that must be so vexing for Verloc. That's so funny. What a horrible position.
Well, also, not to mention that, like, that's the formula that they came up with together.
Yeah.
And then
That's
she
the thing
took
I was
it.
gonna say is that, like, I have been in this position too where you are dating somebody that you are working on a project with, and then the relationship falls apart, and you are more angry about the fact that the work that you've done together has been wasted. So that's like, I completely get that, because I've had that happen to me before, and
Well,
like...
and even more than that, she took the thing that they've been working on together, said that it was hers, then got the entire constabulary addicted to it, so now they won't listen to him when it comes to her specifically.
Alright, I do want to point out that, here's the thing about that, is however much work that they did together to arrive at Blackberry, I actually do think that Sally did do most of that work by herself, because I think she was building a life raft at that point, you know?
Yeah.
But she was doing it on Haworth Labs' resources and time and money and equipment, so that still makes it legally his. But the thing beyond that is, oh my god, I had the thought and it went away.
Oh no, I hate when that happens.
Hold on, let me think. Where was I going with this?
No!
Oh, at the edge.
That wasn't even the edge of a cliff, that was just like a dip in the ground.
Would she have been pregnant? Would she have known she was pregnant at that point, and that's why she was building a life raft? Like...
Oh, no, what I was gonna say is, she might have been, but, like, it was more the fact that the thing that makes Blackberry work is, no, wait, actually. Now that I think about it, did she actually consult with the witches on Blackberry, or did she come up with that on her own? I guess she did come up with that on her own.
She came up with that on her own because she consulted with the witches of Strawberry.
Maybe. What I'm saying is that, like, I might have been going off on a wrong tangent because I was weighing under the idea that the things that she did to make Blackberry work are her work, but I had thought this in the idea that she had probably consulted with the witches to arrive at that, which that's like the contention that I have with the idea that Sally's responsible for Strawberry when really she asked the witches how to formulate this, and really it's Nimue who figured it out for her.
Oh, we never talked about who that was in the statue. We never got around to it.
We never did.
Yeah, we were gonna save that until it was relevant.
Oh, okay. Is it not relevant now?
I mean, I guess.
I think we should talk about it this stream while it's still fresh on the mind.
Let's talk about it here, just because like we're so close to it already.
All right. So when in Sally's act, she goes to visit the witches, and one of them, specifically Nimue, is the one who figures out how to substitute the ingredients in Blackberry with local ingredients, so that she can get this done without having to like figure out some way to get these other like the stuff that she normally uses that she does not have access to. So in the game, like in that statue, there's a woman with Harry in the statue for some reason, but she is not credited. And Nimue is the only woman that we are given like an actual history and a name for having worked in Haworth Labs. So there's a possibility that she is the woman in the statue. But she also has this thing where she tells you, I worked on Harry's team, which is not It doesn't say she's in a leadership role or anything, so she might just be being modest. She might be acknowledging the reality of like a collaborative effort in that way, which is, you know, very English. We've all put our shoulder to the wheel and we're all keeping on calm and carrying on all that shit, you know. But the fact that she's the only person, she's not only the only woman, she's really the only other person that we are known to have worked on Joy with Harry. So, like, the odds of her being that woman are pretty good, like, as far as the information we have available to us.
Ooh.
And Verloc doesn't like the witches. He makes sure to credit Harry in the statue, but if Nimue was there...
Please don't do this.
Oh, what are we doing?
We're looking at the statue.
What you're doing, I would like you to not do that.
Do you think it'll break the game?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna save.
No! Go back to where you were. Go back to that safe house. It's below the map.
Oh, like leaving the safe house this way?
Yeah, don't do
Yes.
that. That's...
Where'd it go?
Now I gotta find it.
There's the bridge.
The fact that it's loaded still.
It's probably
Here it is.
relative. Like, they all exist on the same...
Yeah, I
No,
find that
this is,
fascinating.
This is not that. I think this is... Oh wait, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, this is the safe house.
Is it the one that you were in, St. George?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, don't leave the safe house like that. What are we talking about?
I was saying that I think the fact that that she is not credited on the statue, where Verloc has made sure to credit Harry on the statue, like we already know that Verloc does not like the witches, so like he might have had her name removed. She might have been credited initially, but
Possibly. I honestly wonder, because like Victoria speaks of Harry as not being one for ceremony and things like that, and Harry also, I don't know, maybe I'm actually...
It all unloaded.
Are you confusing?
Maybe I'm talking about my guy I made up, Harry, as opposed to what
your
the
original character
envisioned.
Harry, as opposed to the guy that's actually in the video game.
Yeah. No, Victoria does say he doesn't stand on ceremony, so I'm wondering if, like, the statue maybe would have seemed ostentatious to him.
Probably.
And, like, a thing that, like, he was, like, either against or, at the very least, was,
Did you not understand me? The lab is closed. It is not
Interesting.
open.
I think I
It
just
is
might have
shut.
learned something about code. It unloads everything after you're done with that quest.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't need it anymore.
Huh.
well, two, what it might be, maybe it does unload it. Yeah, I guess because
Yeah.
like, in other areas, it doesn't necessarily unload it, it just says, things exist under the map in the way that you were.
But, yeah,
like,
but
Wellington
from...
Health exists that way, so, like, that's why I was like, quit fucking with things, please.
Let's see. Ooh, how's that?
It's nice.
Yeah.
I think also, if Sally had consulted with the witches on Blackberry, they would have had her use natural ingredients. They would have had her use the substitutes that they later recommend she use. So, she probably did not consult with them.
Yeah, she built Blackberry on the resources that she had at Haworth Lab.
At Haworth Labs, yes.
Ooh.
And, like, maybe whatever her sources for Blackberry, normally she can get them under, you know, normal circumstances, but to get them on short notice is a bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, a lot of Sally's, even discounting that she did come up with Blackberry on her own, Sally's discovery of Strawberry is actually the witches helping her, so, like, she's not self-sufficient either. She's also
No,
taking credit for things that she's not, not solely responsible.
And we've gone over this. That's just how Sally is. That's one of her flaws, one of her vices, is finding people who are useful to her and then riding them to the success that she doesn't necessarily maybe deserve.
Yeah, but like Verloc does that too. That's why it's
Yeah, yeah.
interesting to compare and contrast them.
Which
I wish I kept it shut.
we did do last episode, but
We tried to.
we lost it. I actually think we're doing a really good job not getting hung up on the fact that we lost an entire third of the last episode.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The long and short of it is with that thing is that when we were looking at the conspiracy board, I had an epiphany that the descriptions of Verloc could easily be applied to Sally.
And that's why we were like, ooh, oh,
Yeah, yeah. Instead, you
like,
just start
say
looking
that.
at this piece of paper and then periodically be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, yeah.
And then
no, it was
the long
brilliant.
pause after that was reading it, but with female pronouns.
It was so good.
Oops, a little too far.
Technically, we could recreate that. We could just clip that, and
We
you could
could.
just read it over again.
You could, yeah, yeah. I can do like really, I can do a really good ADR. Oh, wait, I was going to
Yeah,
the
right,
premise.
right.
I'm going too fast.
How
Yeah,
can
we can
I
talk to-
help you? What can I do for you today?
Oh, you know what? It's not the end of the world, but we probably should have talked to him after we talked to Sally because he does have lines about cod liver oil. It's not a big deal though. He basically says that cod liver oil, Dr. Verloc bought all his stock out, so that's the only place to get it anymore is Haworth Labs. And he mentions that it's a cure for measles,
Yeah,
like offhandedly.
I don't need 69.
And
gosh.
he goes on to say that he goes on to say just offhandedly too that if there's anything else you need, if it's legal and available, we have it. Which is kind of a pointed thing to say. Like it in that moment it's offhanded, but when you talk to him later during his quest, he mentions again that legality is kind of important to what he's doing because Sally doesn't work here anymore.
Ooh,
I
Tesla.
think Dead of Winter is my favorite of the 7 songs in this game.
I don't know their titles. And also,
Well,
I don't know all
That's the
their
tricky
names.
thing is half of them have 2 titles actually.
Rude.
I know. Why'd they go and do that?
All right, what are our plans for next week? We have Red Cuddy. We start with the impatient person.
Yeah, Reg Cuddy is like, we should probably... The thing about that is, like, once you start it, you really have to not do anything else, so...
We've got
You
old
either want
soldiers.
to do that first, or you want to save that to last. Oh, Old Soldiers is so good.
Yeah, we still need to talk to Stuart Adams, and we still
Stuart
haven't gone
Adams has,
into
like,
the
a 3-thing... The pub is part of, like, the Reg Cuddy thing.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah, so we'll go there then.
We have Thomasina House.
And we have Thomasina House, yes, which is, oh, right here. It's Thomasina House. So, do we want to start with Red Cuddy next week? Make that the main event?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could actually... What if we did Thomasina House and then Reg Cuddy?
Oh, because they're right
It's, like,
next week. It's right there. Yeah, so we can do Thomasina House,
It's
then
right
we can
there,
walk
and
out.
Thomasina House is actually the last part of Lionel's stuff, so, like, we just conclude his things, we don't have to go to Maidenholm ever again, and then that's it. We can do the entire... Too, because, like, I think with Reg Cuddy's thing, not only do you want to, like, start it and then not do anything else until then, but you probably want to start at the beginning of the day, too, because you don't want to get caught outside at night trying to carry Edmund around.
Yeah. Trying to
And
carry
we don't know
the
how long a walk it is from
package.
Majorca Lane to wherever we're going, because we don't know where Majorca Lane is.
So let's...
This is like I'm just like considering, because this is literally like the trickiest and most delicate part of the game, the Reg Cuddy quest.
Yes. And it would be a shame to lose it.
Yeah, it's so good, but it's very easy to fuck it up, so...
So I think we should get ourselves situated for Thomasina House. Here we go. Save game. Yes, we are saved. All right. That beautiful house.
It's a lovely little house, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Lovely little house for the ladies of a certain age.
And next week, we'll get to meet them.
Can't wait.
Oh, I love those ladies.
Yeah. But we are coming up on our wonderful 3-hour mark.
3 lovely voices.
3.
All audible.
All audible. All of them.
Yes.
33% more working microphones.
That was very funny. That was a good tag.
Oh, all right. Oh, goodness, Haworth Labs. Do we have any closing thoughts on Haworth, Verloc, Haworth Labs?
I'm so glad all our mics worked for Haworth Labs. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's my
me too.
favorite part of the game.
That's also my closing thought as well.
Yes. There's a little part of me, even though I'm like seeing all the audio input capture all coming through.
I actually checked it earlier. Like when you were like, "Oh, my mic is working," I popped into the stream and had the volume on just to check and make sure.
It's good. All right, good.
No,
yeah.
Now, if DJ's or my mic wasn't working, that I don't know.
That would be a tragedy.
As long as, well, the way it's set up, as long as it's coming through on Discord, if I can hear you guys, then you should be able to be heard on stream, unless everything except for me is muted. Because basically it has the audio input capture, and then it has all of my computer's audio. So I've balanced everything around like the game and your voices, and then my voice is over that.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Trying to
All right.
minimize how many buttons there are to mess with on the stream.
That's probably the best.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much to anyone who tuned in for all or part of this. Thank you so much to those who are watching this after the fact. Feel free to leave any comments if there's any other thoughts that you have, or if there's anything you want us to dig into a little bit more in future streams. We're past the halfway point with Arthur's Act, so we're getting closer to Sally.
And there's so much game left.
Oh, yep.
We're actually going really slowly. We're going very slowly through.
Yes.
Look, we're taking our time. You're on our time.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, yeah, we spent like an hour just like dicking around talking about the game, but that's what Low Art Lyceum's about.
We spent like half an hour talking about games that aren't this.
Yeah. This is Low Art Lyceum, not High Art Lyceum.
If you want that, you gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah. And if you want high efficiency, action-packed gameplay, you also gotta go somewhere else. And probably a different game, honestly.
But if you're a scholar, we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thanks, scholars.
Thanks. We'll see you all next